Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. I've just got the team news coming in for you now, and it is not that team that is on the screen. It is De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Young, McTominay, Mata, Pogba, James, Rashford, Pereira. To be honest with you, we knew Angel Gomez would not play in this game because he played last night in the reserves. However, I'm not overly happy with that Manchester United side. If I'm honest with you, I think Wise Greenwood not playing, and actually, as much as we have a go at Lingard, I probably would have played Lingard in this team. I probably would have played Lingard in this team for the simple reason: where's the pace in that team? I don't really agree with that. But it's not. You know, in Ollie we trust. In Ollie we trust. This is what we keep saying. So in Ollie we trust, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm not overly happy with that. I don't know what you lot think. Just readjusting the team for you now so we can get it up on the screen for you. But Pereira comes into the team, which I think is intelligent. Mata comes into the team, which I think is irrelevant. But, you know, I hope he proves me wrong. I don't rate Juan Mata. I really just think that Juan Mata is a player that in the current setup of Manchester United and the way that we play, he's too slow. And I think he's proven that for too long. But let's hope it'll work. Let's hope it works is what I would say, because that is the team that he's going for. I'm just about to change it on the screen for you now. So let me get this right. Export, start, 11, save, yes. Please work. Yes, we've got it working for you. So that is your starting lineup today, Manchester United fans, who as everyone's going. Not pace. I think a lot of people are saying it in the live comments, and I totally agree with you. Where is the pace in that team? Fernandes is off to Real Madrid, and I'm heartbroken, says Metal Music Reviews. Yeah, well, you know what? I tell you what, on Bruno Fernandes, remind me about that in a moment, but can I just remind everybody what was coming out of Manchester United at the end of the transfer window? We were never in for him. What was it? He takes too many risks. Yeah, Real Madrid are willing to take a risk on Bruno Fernandes, but Manchester United, the mid-table banter side, are not. I mean, come on. We're just not. That transfer window was a joke. So, look, Lingard dropped. I think, you know what? To be honest with you, you can't moan about that. He had to be dropped, and I cannot overemphasize that anywhere near enough, that he did need to be dropped from this Manchester United side. I don't think anybody can really have too much to say about that. But on top of that, I'm not... Angel Gomez, I don't know whether any of you follow us on Twitter or keep in touch with social media, but the reality is a lot of people knew that Angel Gomez would not be playing tonight because he played last night for the reserves, which in some ways, I don't know about you lot, I think that sort of makes it even more odd that we drop Lingard to the bench and that stops Gomez coming on. I said this in the midweek. I wanted Gomez to play, and I think he should have played. I mean, he scored an absolute baller last night. I know it's only reserve football, but he did score an absolute baller last night. And then he's not even on the bench today. And a lot of you, like me, were saying, actually, I think he probably should start. I think he should be starting this game. Not even on the bench today because he played last night, as many of us predicted would be the case. We've had a super chat here, which I'll read in a moment. But let's just go through that team so everybody can see it. I have got it up on the right screen now. So, yeah, we've got obviously Ashley Young, Maguire, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka with David De Gea. Midfield of McTominay and Pogba. I'm happy with that. I was a little bit concerned he might bring Matic in, so I'm glad that he's not done that. Mata comes in. I'm baffled by that one. I'm really baffled by that one, and I think we're starting to see the issue. Everybody loves Juan Mata, but I said this in the summer. When you keep Juan Mata, he's going to play games for football. If we'd have got rid of Mata, he couldn't have played today. Gomez probably would have played and not played in the reserves last night. So look, Juan Mata, you better bloody turn up, because I think you've been crap for a year. So I'm surprised by Mata starting. I don't think it's the sort of game for Mata. Really odd to pick Mata, because what I would expect from Southampton is high intensity, quick movement of the ball, and how does that suit Mata's game? But in the number 10, it is his best position. Andres Pereira being used as a winger again, I don't really get that really either. He's not the quickest. I think Mata and Pereira in the same team really slows us down, and we're really reliant on Rashford and James's pace, because I think we're going to have to play on the break. It's the bake-off. We're going to have to play on the break. Daruf Takia says, "Hey Mark, love all your content and I'm a fan of your work. I'm a Chelsea fan and I just want to ask, can United win the Europa League with this season? Enjoy your day and good luck to United." I don't know, mate. I don't know, mate. I mean, Dave MUFC Harry 88 says Gomez went off injured last night. Irrelevant, Dave. Absolutely irrelevant. Him going off injured last night makes no difference, because if he played last night, he's not playing today. You don't play 2 games in 24 hours. So the injury is frustrating, but that's got nothing to do with Wyatt. He was never going to be part of this squad today. The minute he was picked for the reserves last night, he wasn't part of this squad today. So the injury's sort of irrelevant with regards to today. With regards to the Europa League, I don't know. This team has got to go out and start performing. I'm very, very happy that Jesse Lingard has been dropped. I think it was the right thing to do, and I think it's the kick up the backside we need. We need him to be dropped because we need Jesse Lingard to perform. Alligator says, no worries, Angel Gomez will be off to Barcelona next summer, and Mata is a poor man's Eriksen, says Robert Moore. Look, I think Gomez will get games this season because I don't think that Mata and Lingard are good enough. So I think that Gomez will get his chance, and when he gets his chance, I think he will grab his chance. So I don't think Gomez is going to go to Barcelona. I just think we're waiting for his chance to happen. Mata in for his mobility and pace away from home, says Murray. He's having a laugh. Is he having a laugh? He's having a laugh. And Zane Scope says, we played with quick teams versus Wolves and Palace who both sat back. I'm willing to give a slower team a chance if they can create more chances. Yeah, but Wolves... We know Wolves sit back, to be fair, Zane. Wolves do sit back and hit teams on the break. We know Palace at Old Trafford are going to sit back. I don't think Southampton will sit back. They didn't sit back against us last year in either game at Old Trafford or at United. It's not the way this manager plays. So you might be right, but I don't expect this team to sit back at all of Southampton. I don't think they will do that. I might be wrong. The bench is decent. I mean, you've got Rojo on Rojo's on the bench, which is a bit odd. I suppose it's left back cover. We've got 2 defenders on the bench today. So Romero's on the bench, Rojo's on the bench, Twansebi's on the bench, Lingard, Matic, Chong and Greenwood on the bench. So that's how we're lining up with regards to that. But look, I'm glad that Mason Greenwood's playing. Of course, is on the bench. Of course, I personally don't know what you lot think. Get in the comments. I want to read about your reaction to this team, because I'm happy that that he's dropped Lingard. I think that was the right thing to do. But however, I'm somewhat confused by how, unless I've missed something about Southampton, which I don't think I have, I'm a little bit confused why we've gone with so little pace in the final third, because that is where we're going to hurt them on the break. Having said that, Rashford and James are very quick, but Pereira playing is correct. Pereira is playing is correct. I think that I personally, if you look at that team on the right hand side, what I would have done, and don't shoot the messenger on this, what I would have done is I would have played. What would I have done? I would have played Greenwood, and I would have played Pereira where Mata is. So I would have still dropped, because obviously we already know that that Gomez wasn't going to play because he played last night. So we knew that anyway. So I would have played Pereira where Mata is, and then I would have played Mason Greenwood down the middle with Rashford on the left. That's what I would have done. I think Mata and Pereira in that team, it does cause me a few issues, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Jesse Lingard is on the bench. Yeah, a few people asking about that. Jesse Lingard is on the bench, and there is no Angel Gomez because he played last night. So that's how we're lining up with that. With regards to Southampton, I don't like to be dismissive, but it is a bit of an irrelevance in some ways, because the way we approach this game is the way we approach this game. It's not about how anybody else approaches it. We've got to go and get the points, quite rightly, and I think that we can do. But I have a funny feeling today. I have a funny feeling, and I don't know whether it was the burger I ate last night at the cricket, but I do have a funny feeling that this might not go the way we want it to go, and I'm probably actually going to stick by my initial prediction from the preview, which is I think it will be a draw. I can't see anything else, to be honest with you. I think Southampton are going to definitely fancy their chances in this game, and I think that United probably, well, there's quite a few changes in that team as well. There is quite a few changes in that team. When you look at it, there's quite a few changes in that United side today. And I'm just trying to think how many there actually are. Red Jedi, we have better attacking players on the bench than we have on the pitch. I agree. I think Greenwood, Chong, and even Lingard are probably better than Mata. Jordan Such, I see Bruno Fernandes has agreed a deal with Spurs before Sporting blocked his move. Just imagine if that did happen. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I'm a massive fan of Bruno Fernandes, but it's gone. Hopefully we are still live, everybody. I had a problem there. Pereira or Mata on set pieces, says Will Potter. It should still be Pereira or Mata on those. Sorry, we've just had a bit of a problem here with the stream. I'm just trying to figure it out, and hopefully we are still streaming. Ah. Hi mate, you right?
Did you kill the stream?
No, I didn't. I'm just going to see what's happened now.
Alright, that's alright. I'm just going, what happened to the stream?
No, I'm just checking now because I'm a little bit worried what might have happened, but it did come up with an encoding error, but I've got loads of people messaging me now. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's saying live stream offline.
Is it weird? Was that OBS?
Yeah. Oh no, I think we're, I don't know.
Hey.
Oh no, it's still saying offline.
Have you restarted it?
Yeah. Offline. I'm just a bit worried that we might have an issue. Oh no, it says everything's fine. We're not had a.
A few people say they can hear us. They can say that they can hear us on the phone.
Oh, we must be back live then.
No, because it still says stream offline for me. There's a few people saying they can't hear. There's a few people saying they can.
Well, mine's saying it's live again now.
Hold on, it's just come back on, mate. You're back on.
Okay, mate. Alright, cheers, thank you.
Alright, bye.
Ta-da. Oh, we're back live again. Sorry about that. Don't know what went wrong. I'm just wondering if it could be something to do with changing the screen, because it was absolutely fine and then it wasn't. We can hear you but you can't see me. That's because I'm on a wrong page. So if I go back to there, I'm back. There we go. That was a bit odd the way it changed there. You know, Southampton gave Liverpool a very tough time. If they bring the same game today, they're very well beat. They may very well beat Manchester United, says Vakash Nar. We've had a super chat from Zayn Mayasi. He says, Mark, concerning Pogba, he's good for the Italian league as it shows he's not world class. As a world class adapts to any league, like Ronaldo, Beckham, etc. Pogba couldn't think better to sell him any day and buy someone else. Let me just welcome you to Zayn Mayasi. He makes a lot of contributions on here, but he's an Arsenal fan. So basically just take it. Everything that I read that he puts a super chat up for is an Arsenal fan. So nobody's talking about Paul Pogba today, but the Arsenal fans talking about Paul Pogba. I've got nothing to say, Zane. I've got no appetite to talk about Paul Pogba. Like, he's a massively important player for us, and we are. Well, look. Let me show you something else here. That is the current Premier League table. There it is. Manchester United. I don't know how we're fifth. We've only got 4 points, but We are in 5th place at the moment. We are 5 points off off Liverpool already. I mean, even Leicester are above us. Paul Pogba is massively important to us. So yeah, I can't really say anything about that other than Zayn is a little bit obsessed with Paul Pogba, it seems, because he's certainly not an issue for United today. You look at that starting 11 and the issues for me are clearly going to be, if we get the starting 11 up, which I want to do, we get the circle player. Let me just drop that down there. So, not you, keep you there. Ashley Young is an area that I'm a little bit worried about today. It's not ideal, but Delo is injured, so it's not ideal. I think the rest of the back four is fine. So I'm worried about Ashley Young. I'm worried about Juan Mata. I don't actually think Juan Mata has played that well for Manchester United for well over a year, so I'm worried about that. I'm also worried about his lack of pace. I worry about Pogba and McTominay because I think they'll both have to play quite deep in this game. And I also am a little bit worried about Andres Pereira. I would have played Andres Pereira in the position that Mata is in because it's that, I think, for me. That is the issue, is that those two should not be playing. I think we should have gone with a little bit more pace. Whether, if you want to drop Lingard, that's fine, but you could have played Chong. So that's what worries me a little bit about that lineup. But you know what? Fortune favours the brave. Ollie's looking happy. We're looking happy. Don't feed the wad mogwai, Mark, says Metal Music Reviews. We've also had a super chat from Nick Lopez. He says, for fantasy, who would you start, Young, Pereira or Mata? You're too late, mate. It's fantasy deadline's gone anyway, fantasy football. But I would start... Who would you start? Well, they're all playing in different positions, but I would play Pereira, Nick Lopez. And Manix SJ says, how long does Ollie have realistically to turn this around? It just seems like he gets exposed tactically when things aren't going right during the game. Look, I think that sort of conversation is one for full time, because I think that look, I back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think we all do, but also what I would say is that if he comes here today and gets played off the park by Southampton tactically, we'll notice that. So we've got to have our eyes open to potential issues for United. Of course we have, but let's see how it goes. I mean, he thinks that it's right to pick Mata today. And you've got to hope that it works. Do you think James will turn into a top-class first teamer? I don't know. You know what? I think we've not even spoken about that, and that's a really good comment from who was it? Rose B. He's sort of gone by the wayside, hasn't it? But Daniel James starting his 3rd game in a row surprises me, excites me, but surprises me, because I think he was always a player. Let's remember, he's a Swansea Championship winger. For 15 million, I was like, he's going to be a bench player, last 20 minutes, and he's starting games. So Ollie obviously thinks a lot about him, and I don't think he's played well in the last 2 games. He got a goal. I don't think he's played well. So let's see what he does today. Tactical United, Ollie has become worse than Moyes. Too early to say that. It's way too early to say that, to be honest with you. What I can say is, everybody, I'm just going to, if we've got any members in here, you'll help me a lot with this. It's Spider. I'm just about to put it up in the live comments now. You should see it. Let me see if it'll work. So if you become a member of the United Stand, you get a little badge next to your name. But we've also got exclusive emojis for you. And if you look in the live comments and scan up, you'll see the United Stand and you'll see Spider. That's Spider-Wan. That's our latest emoji. It is Spider-Wan, obviously for Wan-Bissaka. He's got his own emoji now. To get access to these exclusive ones, you'll see people with the little member badge next to the name. They'll show you all the emojis that are exclusive. Just click the join button and become a United Stand member. And also, for every month that you are a member of the United Stand Members Club, your badge changes all the way through to a platinum shield. Right, Tom Wade says, happy with that team. I would have liked to see James on the left, Greenwood on the right with Rashford up front. I can cope with Mata for one game, but Gomez should have been starting in the number 10, says Tom Wade. I think a lot of people would agree with Tom on that. Metal Music Review says, this is the perfect game for Fred to excel, playing behind Rashford and swap him out for Pereira. But hey, I'm just an armchair coach. Yeah, I mean, actually, you know what? Metal Music Reviews and everybody as well. Let's just focus on that. Fred's not even on the bench again today. So interesting, isn't it? That no Fred. And Warsome West, your Spider's is B-Tech compared to ours. This, you can use the generic Spider. But everybody knows that the the United stand emoji for Wan-Bissaka is the best one because he's got a little red kit on as well, as Anaban has just shown there. So yeah, if you want to become, if you want to get access to the emojis, they come into their own during the game anyway. You can click the join button, become a member of the United Stand Members Club, and you also get your little members badge next to you when you are commenting. Click the join button to do that. Just came in. Your quick thoughts on the lineup, says Dan V. Well, I want to get everybody's thoughts. Can you just give me your thoughts on the comments? Because actually, you know, that's what the United Stand's all about. It's all about your opinions as well. So what's your opinions on that team? Are you positive? Are you worried? Are you negative? Are you okay about it? Give us your comments. Kojak's Bullsack says, it's a bold one then. Mark, if you were a betting man, chances of you as winning the Europa League? I would say slim. I would say slim because if you look at the current Europa League, there's 3 or 4 teams that could cause us problems. But remember, better teams are going to drop down from the Europa League. So, yeah, from the Champions League. So, I don't know. I really don't know at this point. Spartan N. Jones says, feel sorry for Fred. Goes the whole way there and doesn't even get the bench. Midfield 3 should be without Mata and Greenwood on the right wing. 3-1, keep the faith, says Spartan N. Jones. And Matthias Drummer says, what do you think about this, Mark? We've only won 3 of our last 17 competitive matches. I think we're bad, but this still shocked me. Yeah, we were talking about it in the week. And I think that it is a bit of a concern. It is a bit of a concern. I would agree with you. But I almost feel that this game and the Leicester game after the international break are symbolic because they're not Arsenal, they're not Man City, they're not Liverpool. They are games that United, if they are going to progress as a football club, that they need to go out and win. And I think that's what United should be looking to achieve, especially today. I think a lot of people are going to be, if we were to lose today, a lot of people are going to be like, you know what, all right, the Glazers didn't buy him in midfield, but he has got someone like Fred who he isn't even using. And I think that, and he has got people like Angel Gomez who he isn't even using. So I think today, if we were to lose today, I would be saying in my match reaction afterwards, sack Ollie. No, I wouldn't really. What I would be saying is he is making mistakes because I don't see how Fred isn't on the bench for Matic. I think that is a decision I would make. I also think that today was primed to play Angel Gomez. So I would be a little bit critical of that. And also, you can't lose to Palace and lose to Southampton as a Manchester United manager and not get some criticism. I think that is true as well. So his reputation's on the line a little bit today. Well, actually, come on. We're Manchester United. We've got to remember that. This isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Cardiff City manager. This is Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer manager. And it's... he's got to do better. He's got to do better. You know, you can hide behind a rebuild, but you can only do it for so long if you are picking the wrong players. And I think at the moment, some people feel that, yeah, he probably is picking the wrong players. So, yeah, I think he does need to do a little bit more. And I think today is more important than people think. I don't think we could be sat here at full time going, oh, it's okay, it's okay. We can't do that. No, we can't do that. Abrani Bose, thanks for the contribution, pal. And we've also had a chat here from Valshik Nya. He says, Pogba should be allowed to play much further up the pitch like the way he played against City last season, where he scored a brace. I feel he's being wasted by staying in defensive half. What's your take on De Gea's form of late? I have enjoyed David De Gea's form of late. I mean, you've just raised a very interesting point for me there, that Ashley Young is back captain. I mean, that pisses me off. I've got to be honest with you. Ashley Young back as captain really annoys me. In fact, I'm going to put a tweet out. I would keep De Gea that captain for God's sake. What Ashley Young is not a first teamer for Manchester United, and how are you going to build consistency and a new thing if you are going to wander back to the past like that? You know, if Luke Shaw's fit, then Ashley Young doesn't play. So it just shows a total and utter ignorance to the importance of the captain's armband. Oh, he's the club captain, so when he plays he gets the armband. Piss off. He was a crap captain. Club captain is something you give to somebody to make them feel important when they're crap. It's like the milk monitor at school. You know, nobody really wants to do it, so you give it to the one who's like the teacher's pet. I think Ashley Young, as club captain, should turn up at the Christmas do a speech. Don't turn up on match day and wear the captain's armband. You can't lead a pack of ants to a picnic. I've said it so many times. He's a poor captain, and we're meant to be building something new. Goldbridge Peace Prosperity says the earth is still flat. Jelly babies surrounding a couple of dinosaurs, and we're going to get lubed. Love our channel, Mark, more than watching United live. Well, a bit of negativity there from Gold Peace Prosperity, but he's got every right to say what he wants to say, and he's certainly saying it. And here he is, Zayn Mayassi, the Arsenal fan. What's he going to say now? Zayn, I only read your comments out because they're super chats, but I've told you many times before, maybe stop doing it because you are an Arsenal fan on a United channel. He says, Mark, why don't you go to the United game, make your points? I'm sure they would listen. Why don't you go to the United AGM, and make your points? I'm sure they would listen. They wouldn't let me in. They wouldn't let me in to the AGM. I'm banned, probably. Ollie is a B-Tech Moyes. Oh, there's a few people in here having a go at Ollie. I suspect they're not actually Manchester United fans because everybody I speak to is very, very supportive of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Gomez is better than Mata, says R. Bailey. I think we're all on that same page with that. And I'm going to be very surprised if Manchester United today put on a good performance. So I'm waiting here to be surprised. I don't see. And I know that sounds a little bit negative, but I'm not being negative about this. I'm very relaxed about this game as much as you can be. I predicted it would be a draw, so anything better than that would be fantastic. Welcome to Team Intex, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Remember, if you want to become a member of the United Stand, click the join button and you get your little badge next to your name when you're making comments, and you get access to our exclusive emojis, of which today we've got a new one, which is the Wan-Bissaka emoji, which is exclusive to United Stand members as well. We also do polls on the homepage, etc. Brani Boss says, I wanted to see Chong in the starting lineup. Andreas gives the ball away too many times. What do you have to say about Rashford, Mark? Rashford has got to step up to the plate. He's playing down the middle today. I think he's got goals in him. I've always felt that Rashford is a better number 9 than he is a winger anyway. I don't want to see him on free kicks today. I think you've got Juan Mata on the pitch. You've got Andreas Pereira on the pitch. They're both good at set-piece delivery. I mean, Mata's not actually very good at corners. Pereira is. But if you've got those two on the pitch, they've got to be on the set pieces. And I think United are sort of setting themselves up for that. I don't know how you feel the game's going to go, everybody, but I don't think United have got a lot of pace. So I think United are going to be moving the ball around a lot today. And maybe Mata can find some space, because one thing Mata can do is creative, and the one thing Lingard can't do is not creative. I think Lingard and Mata are total contrasts, and let's not forget, Lingard's been dropped for Mata. He's not been dropped for Pereira. Mata's playing in the Lingard role today. Mata can create. Mata is a creator. Lingard can't, but Mata's slow and Lingard can press. So there, you take one, you take the other. Manix SJ says, you're in trouble when the man who's supposed to pick us up when we're down and lead us is Ashley Young. My nan has more leadership qualities. Sage the vlogger says, it's obvious that Manchester United are doing. They are blooding in the youth. Just look at our bench. It's very risky, but we have to give it a chance. Welcome to Kieran Linder, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club, Lindner. And Crick MUFC, Zayn must be minted with all the donations he gives. Sad man. And Metal Music Reviews, I back Ollie 100%, but it's clear to see that if plan A doesn't work, heads drop and there's no plan B. Easy to be tactically found out wanting in games. I think you're right there. I think, does Ollie have a plan B? And today, I don't think plan B can be, let's sit back and see what's going to happen. I mean, if you look at the league table, just to show you the bottom half of the league table at the moment, Watford, obviously clueless and pointless. Newcastle, second from bottom. But Southampton, second from bottom. But look at it. They've got 3 points. They do have 3 points. A win for them, and they would be above us. We've only got 4 points. I mean, to be honest with you, the league after 3 games is ridiculous anyway. But Southampton in the bottom 3, but they've got 3 points. They've only got 1 more point than us. And then look at us. We've got 4 points, but we're in 5th. So it's totally farce, fake at the moment. And to be honest with you, if we were to lose today, I think we'd go from 5th down into the bottom half quite comfortably with all the other results. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. We're in 5th place. Interesting for me is that Leicester is that big game coming up. Even if we were to win against Southampton today, I think that Leicester game after the international break at Old Trafford is going to be very, very, very interesting. What will happen in the January transfer window, says Brian Murphy? I don't know. I think there's too much to be concerned about before then, to be honest with you. Loads and loads of games. Mido Ayub says, Boss Andreas loses the ball too many times. He loses it because he creates many chances. With Mata and Pereira, I expect a lot of chances. Hi from Australia. That's from Mildo Ayub. And welcome to Kieran McDonald, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer playing Mata and Young over these incredible youngsters. Shame on him, says Surinder Singh. The trouble is, if you keep players like Young and Mata, they're ancient, they're bloody antiques, but he's going to pick them. George says 3-0 to Manchester United. I like the positivity, George. Where's Fred? Says Ross Johnson. Exactly. Stop making your favourite players captain. Ollie Young is no leader, says Stephen Diak. United will be top 2 today, says Asian Gypsy Moth. And that beat needs changing, says Shane Round. What's your prediction for the match, says Ernest Debra. I think I'm going to stick with what I said, 1-1. I'm just looking at the Southampton lineup. I mean, Cedric, Bednarek, Vestergaard and Danzo, average. Ward-Prowse, Romu, Hogberg and Buffal, very, very aggressive and tenacious. And up front, they've got Shea Adams and Danny Ings. Nathan Redmond not fit, and I think that's a loss for them. Valerie's on the bench, Yoshida's on the bench, McCarthy, Stevens, and Ludaloo, Armstrong and Shane Long. They're not a very good team, Southampton. They're not a very good team, and I think we need to, absolutely understand that United should be coming here and winning. Let me just wet my whistle. I was at the under-23 games last night, says Matt Rush. Gomez did well, but Brandon Williams was fantastic, and Gomez went off injured. Yep, thanks, mate. Hopefully we're going to see some of these players coming through to the first team, because I really don't see what the point is of people like Mata. Mark, would you take Anani back? He's a brilliant player, I think, better than Rashford. Oh, Zane, stop making comments. You're just making yourself look foolish, and you're not even a United fan. Bloody Nani over Rashford. He's about 50, mate. And what else? Elevate says, do you know MUTV on YouTube has 6,000 live watching on their pre-match show? Here it is 11,000. I don't know, mate, because I don't watch MUTV when I'm live streaming myself. But you know what? Fan opinion's better than bloody generic scripted TV stuff, isn't it? I've always said that. It's a better conversation. I bet BT Sports and MUTV aren't saying, why is Mata playing? He's past it. We should be moving forward. They won't say that because I don't know why they won't say that, to be honest. But they won't say that, and they definitely won't say it on MUTV, will they? Because it's MUTV. They've got to be positive. I respect that. Welcome to Ricardo Jardim, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Get that Wan-Bissaka. If you're a member of the United Stand Members Club, get that Wan-Bissaka emoji showing in the live comments, because we worked on that and I love it. And I think, we're going to see a lot of that this season. If you want to be a member of the United Stand Members Club, when you're commenting on the live comments, you get a little badge next to your name, but you can also have access to our exclusive emojis that only the members can get. And we got a new one today. It's Wan-Bissaka, and we're very excited about it. D-Lo1919 says, Mark, I've been watching for a few years. Keep up the good work. I'm up at 4 a.m. in Calais to catch the watch-along. Let's get the win. Glory United. I hope everybody who is watching from around the world, I hope United do deliver a good performance for you today. I really, really do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. Bottom right-hand corner. We're literally 19 subscribers away from 542,000. So if you are new to the United Stand, this is how it works. A little bit of a plug. You can see the Wan-Bissaka spider there. I love it. I love it when a dream comes true. There it is in the live comments. I'm loving it. More chance creation needs improvement today, says J Fox 47. I'm going to come back to that. It's a good point. And Progressive Dad says, Rashford is such a tricky person to predict. What will he do today? Progressive Dad, I like the name, and I think you're absolutely spot on. What will he do today? United Stands, if you are new, bottom right hand corner, please subscribe to the channel. We are live every night at 8 o'clock. We react to any breaking news around Manchester United. Every game day, we are live all the way through till the full time. Then I do match reaction. Then you've got Flex at the ground doing all the fan cams. We've got previews, tactical stuff, loads and loads of stuff on this channel. So make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Welcome to Rotten Apple, who's the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Look, going back to the chance creation there comments, my prediction, total resignation to mediocrity, says Meb3. I think that you're right. I think that the chance creation is very, very important. I don't think we created anywhere near enough chances against Crystal Palace, good chances, and I thought it was a disgrace that someone like Anthony Martial is on the pitch and doesn't get one chance created for him as the number 9. I think Mata would have suited Palace game better because at Old Trafford they're going to sit back. My worry about this is I think Juan Mata's slow. I think that Mata is slow, and I think this game is going to be fast. So I want to be corrected. I hope I am corrected. I really do. I think Pereira is a good selection because I think set pieces, you can't spend £80 million on one of the best players in the air and then not put decent balls into the box. So chance creation today is important. It is. And to be honest with you, do I want United to play well today? Yes. But do I want United to play well at the expense of 3 points scrappy? No, I think today 3 points is what is important. And we may need to grind it. And if we do that, I would rather have a grinder 1-0 than a fantastic 3-3. Greenwood will start to suffer if he doesn't play, says James McDermott. Well, the thing about Greenwood is that he is going to be the first substitution attacking-wise today. Although, maybe. Abdul Bassett says, were you at Edgbaston yesterday? I was at Edgbaston Cricket Ground yesterday watching the Birmingham Bears lose to Yorkshire Sheep. I don't know what Yorkshire's nickname is, but 2020 Blast it was. 2020 cricket. It was quite good. I'm not a massive fan of cricket, to be honest, but I really did enjoy it. So 3 hours and it's all done. Show the lineup, says Ahmed Rahim. I will show you the lineup, although you should be able to see it there. So I think Juan Mata is going to be key today, but as you can see, you've got De Gea in goal, Young, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay and Pogba I think will play quite deep. Juan Mata in that creative position, has he got the legs for it? James and Rashford have got the pace, and Andreas Pereira, I don't really like Pereira playing as a wide player, to be honest with you, especially as a left player. I mean, he's not even got a left foot. On the bench, you've got Romero, Twansebi, Marcus Rojo, Nemanja Matic, Jesse Lingard, Tahith Chong and Mason Greenwood, although for some reason we've got Andreas Pereira on the bench twice, and that is wrong. We'll have to change that for you. Don't quite know why it's not. I know what's happened there. It's because I've changed Marcus Rojo from 26 to 16, and it's Mason Greenwood who should be as the other sub there. And as if by magic, I'm going to keep you on this page with the funky music, because for me, I just like to do these sort of things. And there it is. It just changed. It just changed for you like while we were live. Absolutely brilliant. Welcome to Rossi G. Knoll, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And we've had a super chat from T-Rex. Go get it. He says, Ollie is losing my support by the week. Still no Gomez. Mata is playing right wing today. F off. He's playing the same crap in the same positions. Well, let's see with Mata. I think he might actually play more centrally, but we'll see. Ollie will be sacked. No Fred, says Paul Saunders. I mean, Ollie did... Let me just talk to you about Fred for a moment. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did talk about Fred in the embargoed section of the press conference last night. There was a couple of comments in there that would probably boil the blood a little bit. One of the comments was that Fred will be playing more. He's just unlucky at the moment that he's behind McTominay and Matic. He's very unlucky to be behind Matic. So we will see Fred at some point. But I've always said this, and anybody who watches the United Stand will know I've been saying this since Christmas. I don't get the feeling that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes Fred as a footballer. I just don't. And I think that gets proved week in, week out. He played him in March and then he dropped him as soon as Matic was fit. And this season, he's not even on the bench. So I don't think he rates Fred. And maybe that's because Fred isn't good enough. We all think Fred's good, but maybe he's not good. Maybe he's terrible in training. I don't know. And on Lingard, he said that Lingard's contribution this season has been excellent. But to be honest with you, I don't think Ollie's stupid. I think that was obviously talking Lingard up before dropping him. Solskjaer is experimenting with Pereira. Do you agree, says Sam O'Keefe? I'm going to be really interested to see where Pereira plays today. And welcome to Abranil Boss, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Do you think Chong will play, says Biend? I mean, look, if you go back to the starting 11 and you look at the bench, if you're looking to make changes today, let me just get hold of the circle. So if you're making changes today in the attacking area, and I would suspect Andreas Pereira, James, and probably Mata are the 3 players that may, if they don't perform well, get subbed. I can't see him taking Rashford off because he loves Rashi. McTominay or Pogba, I can't see him taking them off. Unless those 3 are injured, I can't see them coming off. So I think Mata, James, and Pereira will be the subs, because you're not gonna change your back 4 unless, again, it's injury. So I think those 3 players are the ones that are going to get subbed. And if you look at the bench, who are the 3 players to replace them? It's definitely Greenwood, Lingard, and Chong. So yeah, if he makes 3 subs, you would expect to see Chong coming on. T-Rex Go Get It says Mata right wing, Pereira midfield. Just saw it on the telly. I'm happy with that then. I am happy with that. If Ollie goes, Fred the Red will be next, even cheaper, says Meb3. Delo is injured. Anybody who's talking about him at the moment. What's your score predictions, everybody? You know, let's have a little chat about that. What are your score predictions in this game? Because I've gone 1-1. I'm not going to hide about that. I'm going to go 1-1. I think this is a tough place for United to come, and I don't think we're playing very well at the moment. Fabio Wendeladi says 2-0 to Southampton. I'll read this out from Casey Shields. I just love it. He says Arsenal is a banter club. Yeah, you're always going to get a readout for that. Thoughts on Daniel James getting a rep for diving, says John Smith 1310. He shouldn't be getting a reputation for diving, because any referee that saw what actually happened in that last game where he got a yellow card, it wasn't a yellow card because he didn't dive. He actually got kicked on the knee. So you can say it's not a foul. By all means, say it's not a foul, but you can't say it was a dive, because it wasn't a dive. It definitely wasn't a dive. So I'm against that, to be honest with you. I don't think it was a dive, and I don't think he should get that reputation as being a diver. What do we got? We've got a new member. Yeah, we've done that. Brandon Reisner says, people say James shouldn't start. He's been a right winger for Ollie. Last match he had a break on the left and scored. Naturally a left winger, what we signed him as. Why are him and Andreas switch? Makes no sense. Well, maybe Mata's going to play off the right and Daniel James will play off the left, and we'll have to take a look at that, which we will do. A lot of people saying 3-2 to United, which is encouraging. Sean O says 3-2 to United. Samuel Brown, HD, says 3-2 to United. If I can't read their name, but it's 4-0 United. 4-3 to United, says Lily Roper. Southampton will win, says Hugo Scoid. 1-0 to Manchester United. Dan James, says Dane Kane Canny Lee. Why the hell doesn't Greenwood start on the right wing, says Jonas Scar. 3-2 Southampton, says Cam Vlogs. 2-0 Southampton, says Stephen Kenjic. And Ian Dodd says it's going to be 2-2 to both teams, which would be great. Southampton are going to win. I hope I'm wrong, says Lamar24 Iffy. And Lewis Blakemore says 2-1 to Southampton. Let's see. Let's see what happens with it. I'm optimistic that we can do it. I think it's important that we get 3 points, especially ahead of this international break. But by no means do I think that we are in a comfortable position tonight or today. I really don't. Right. What else have we got? Interesting to see who takes a pen if we get one, says Manix SJ. Sorry, I've got Scott Drawty messaging me, who's sort of the producer. Okay, interesting to see you. Okay, we've read that one from Mates J. Love your shows. Best channel on par with Redmen TV. 2-1 to Southampton. My prediction for the game. Liverpool fan here, says Vaishek. Yeah. It's interesting how we get people watching from other who would support other clubs. I mean, you're very welcome. It will get a little bit tribal in here. We are a United fan channel. That's what it's all about. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, by the way. Do that. I'm actually going to get Paul on for a little bit as well, who's one of our mods. Get his thoughts. I think it's going to be 2-2 marks, says Zayn Mayasi. And welcome to BFMB79, who's the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And that's all those. And we've got a new member. Yeah, we've just read him. Mark, you were in the most handsome men. You You were in the most handsome men of the 2019 award, placed 9th, says Absolute Zero. Who was that for? Was that for the Specsavers magazine? I don't think I would be in that, to be honest with you, but I'll play along with your banter. But yeah, I can't imagine that that's true, to be honest with you. That's wrong. What have I done? Let's get going. Oh, I was panicking there. Let's have a look at your comments. Gomez scored yesterday and he got injured, says Paul Williams. Yeah, a lot of people talking about that. I think we all agree that we would like to have seen Angel Gomez playing today. But the reality is the injury is irrelevant because the minute he played for the under-23s in the first few seconds, he was never going to be playing today. So that's how I feel about that. Right, why is that not working for me? Hello, Paul, can you hear me?
Hello, mate.
How you doing, all right?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I don't know why I was muted on Discord there. But what's your thoughts on the team then? Peter Beardsley came 8th, says Medford. Yeah, you see, I know that was banter. So what's your thoughts on the team? No, Lingard has actually been dropped, which is good. But Mata and Pereira coming in. I feel that leaves us a little bit lacking pace. I would like to have seen probably Greenwood start. But what's your thoughts?
Lingard's dropped. That's the first point, which is fantastic because he couldn't keep playing. People were going to lose faith in Ollie a little bit if Lingard carried on playing. And this favouritism thing that's going on, that would have stuck a little bit more. So I'm glad he's dropped. Mata coming in. Yeah, well, you can see why, can't you? Tactically, you can see why, because Southampton are going to sit back a little bit and Mata can unlock doors. So, yeah, overall, I like it. But my first impression when I saw the team was, if not Greenwood now, when?
Yeah. I mean, somebody spoke about that a while ago, and they were like, "Oh, Gomez is going to go to Barcelona." I've got to say, I don't actually agree with that because Sanchez has gone and because Lukaku's gone, there is no way that Greenwood and Gomez are not well. I suppose Gomez for Gomez it's a little bit more different, but with Greenwood, like, he will play games. I don't think Daniel James can be a starter every game. I think he's going to have dips in form because he's a championship winger and he's a risk. So he's going to, he ain't going to come into United and be brilliant every week. So he's going to get dropped on occasion. Rashford's probably going to get, well, Rashford's not even playing that well at the moment. He might get an injury. Martial is injured at the moment. So I think Greenwood will get game time. But I do agree with you. Let me just read a few of these super chats. Mark, DJ winning free kicks and Mata converting them 3-0, says Jake. It's good to have that, actually. I was going to ask you about that, Paul. It's the pink boots, Marcus the pink boots, says Manic SJ. And Rashish's penalty wasn't even bad. He should be number 9, says Owen J. And we've also had a comment here from Zayn Miasi. Mark, you need Roy Keane or Stone Cold Steve Austin to make the team tougher, as both Arsenal and United are mentally weak. But I think we are. But yeah, just going back to that Greenwood thing, I do think that he will play games. I just think that he's obviously not playing today. But I think the Gomez one is more worrying because he drops Lingard and Gomez still doesn't make the bench because he picks Mata. So I think I always go back to Mata being given that 3-year contract in the summer, and it annoys me, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to leave a lot of things by the wayside. I'm getting a bit of perspective about a team after the first 3 games, as in, we are where we are. We know we're going to have holes. We know we're going to have chances to play youth, but we also have to rotate the players in which we might not want to play, which is a game like today. Mata, he's got a 3-year contract. We have to live with it. He's going to play games. Is this a good one for him? Do you know what? Yeah. Martial's out. Rashford going up top. It's a logical move. James on the wing. We always thought he was going to be a development player, but he's not, is he now? He's going to be a first teamer in rotation. And that's all there is to it. Pereira, I like him. He's got to step up. So I understand the selections, but we've got rid of a lot of deadwood to create space so we can develop youth, and then we get a game like this where we've got a winger, a number 10, and a striker available to us from the academy. And the places that we're weak are winger, striker, and number 10, and we don't play any of them. That's my issue. That it winds me up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said in the week I agreed with everybody. A lot of people in the live comments are saying it now that we should have played. And Shaw is injured, ASOC sack. But yeah, I agreed with everybody in the live comments who said that Gomez should have played. But I did say from very early in the week, I don't think he'll even make the bench. I don't. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah. I didn't expect him to get in the bench. And I think what Ollie has done, and I think he gets a little bit of credibility because, well, a lot of credibility and a lot of leeway because he's an ex-legend of the club. And, well, he's still a legend of the club. You're always a legend of the club. And I think if this was Mourinho today, I've said this before, I think Mourinho would be getting a lot of stick. But the reality is, Ollie and youth, he doesn't really use it. He didn't use it last year. He speaks about it a lot, but he doesn't actually use it that much. And even in the start to this season, what youth has he actually started? Like McTominay is an established player like Lingard. He talks about it, he puts it on the bench, but he doesn't actually use it. And I felt all week, away to Southampton, he's definitely go with an experience, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, and that strikes me as bottling it. You know, I can only be truthful. And in my opinion, leaving Gomez out of the matchday squad completely was bottling it a little bit, and not playing either Chong or Greenwood when Pereira on the wing's not really a sensible choice. Rashford would be, and then Greenwood up top, because Ollie is singing his praises, saying how he's ready and the best finisher we've got, and the most natural footballer. So, you know, in terms of what Ollie talks about and then his application on the pitch, there's a difference there, which is what maybe gets people's hopes up, and then they look at the lineup on a match day and they get a little bit disillusioned by it, because I do. But I've kind of put things into perspective after the window and after the first 3 games, thinking, right, we've got a squad which is challenging for 4th to 7th. Now, in my opinion, at the moment, yeah, exactly. And so that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, right, okay, we should be beating Southampton, but we're not the team anymore that's going to go over and turn them over. But today, what I'm looking at is Ollie as well. In-game management,
spot on.
Tactics. The one question for you, Mark, that's been playing on my mind. Ollie's tactics are high press, counter attack. Now, in your opinion, because I know in my opinion, do they contradict themselves? Those two types of play. Yeah. Because when you high press, you don't counter attack. No. Do you get me?
No, I think as soon as you said it, I was thinking it is contradictory. The high press.
It's weird, isn't it?
High press intensity works with a possession based game, because you get the ball back.
Yeah, you steal the ball back, and then you play high up in their half. But we sit our defence so far back that our high press, when we win the ball, we don't create that. We're not pushed up enough to create that, get the ball back within 5 seconds. But also counter attack with high press, it doesn't really make much sense. Sorry to cut you off. It's really been bugging me.
No, I was going to ask you that, and everybody at home as well. What are your thoughts? Because the intriguing thing about the team today, and if you look at the team on my left there, or if I go to the starting 11 there, it's probably easier to see it. I mean, that's probably not how it's going to line up. Mata might go to where James is, James might go to where Pereira is, and Pereira might go to where Mata is. But how we line up today, and how Ollie game manages the game, like Paul says, is going to be very interesting, because Pereira and Mata aren't particularly quick. If you high press away from home, there's going to be a big gap if you win the ball back anyway. If you're going to hit on the break, Pereira and Mata aren't quick, so that's 50% of your attack force isn't quick. I think it's going to be very interesting how we're going to approach this, because I saw Southampton at Old Trafford, and I remember us going there last year to their place, and they're not a great team, but the manager's a very good manager, and he does play high intensity passing game. So then I don't think they're going to sit back. So that team, and look, we've seen it many times before. You judge a team, and then it kicks off, and you go, bloody hell, that was good. And we've got to wait for that to happen. But I look at United's lineup today and actually think, you know what? I know Lingard's been crap and he deserves to be dropped. I probably would have played Lingard instead of Mata, because at least if you are going to break, he has got that pace. So I'm intrigued like you today, because I think that there is a little bit of contradiction in what Ollie's philosophy is, but maybe he's got something planned totally different today.
Yeah, well, I hope so. We'll find out in the first 5 minutes, because over the week from the last game, I'll get on a cycle. I'll get disappointed. I'll get angry. Then I get disappointed. Then I'll reset. And then the build up to the game, my positivity grows and grows. And just before the match, I'm like, we're gonna kill this. And then the first 10 minutes kind of flattens me out a little bit. So I want the first 10 minutes to be high intensity, get involved, get up the pitch and start firing balls at the goal. And that's what we need. But yeah, the contradiction on the pitch is a little bit weird. And McTominay needs to start playing the ball forward more. I think that really does slow our progression and our transition a lot, because he's very sideways at the moment, and he's got to be braver on the ball, because he's got something there. He just needs to be braver, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 win today, Mark. I don't know what you were going for.
I went 1-1, so I'm glad that you've gone that. I mean, the players are just coming out now. I've got to say, it's a nice kit. Very similar to one we had a couple of years ago, but it is a nice kit. Mark, you need to line up Pochettino up. He's the key. Ollie is not going to last act, etc. So Zayn Miassi. I don't have anything to say about replacing Ollie, Paul, at the moment. I know some people are... As you well know, I stuck with Mourinho a lot longer than people actually think I did. I remember
you did, Mark.
I stuck for a long time, and then when I think, because I went so against him when I did go, but I did stick with him a long time, and I'm certainly going to give Ollie the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think it's about how long you stick with a manager, though. I think it's about, there's certain things for me that have got to be ticked before you make that decision, because obviously doing the United stand, I think you've got to be even more sort of sure when you do it. And look, if we got beaten 5-0 today and his game management's poor, I would say in the match reaction afterwards, I've got major concerns about him. But I think at the moment, I think the next two games are huge. This game and Leicester at home. Leicester at home, I mean, they're one of those teams that could be finishing in the sort of 7th spot. So if they come to Old Trafford and play us off the park, you're suddenly like, well, what are we going to do then?
He can't do right at the moment, Mark. There's a brigade out there. If he plays the youth and loses, they'll say, well, he had experience on the bench, vice versa. He's in a very tough position. He's trying to be positive because he's anti-Mourinho, but people want to hear the truth. But they're not going to get it from Ollie. Ollie's always going to be positive. He said they dropped Lingard, not because he's been playing bad, but because Mata's been really good in the closed doors games. That's not true, is it? We know that. He knows that. He's putting a brand out there. Brand Ollie, positive Ollie. Now we need that positivity on the pitch. I don't think we should even be talking about Ollie out at the moment, but we can judge him fairly on the playing field in terms of his game management, his tactics, his formations, and within that, we shouldn't be Ollie out because it's full on transition. Yeah, he's trying to do everything that we want, whether it's successful or not. Is it Ollie's fault with the tools he's got to work with? We can see where he's going. So, I don't know. I'm not Ollie out. I won't be Ollie out for a while. He's going to have to be a real mess to be able to get me Ollie out for a while. But we'll see in December.
Definitely. Well, we're going to get Paul on again at half-time, and then he's going to join me in the second half as well. But thanks for coming on to give us your thoughts on the team news, Paul, and I'll speak to you in a bit.
Yes, mate. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Cheers, mate. And I think, what Paul said is spot on there about the way the Ollie thing is. I think the only way we're going to judge Ollie is on the pitch. And you know what? As Paul said there, some people are like, oh, he's playing the youth. It's too much of a risk. I don't think look at that team next to me. Where's the youth in that? That's not a youth team. Ashley Young is about 59. Juan Mata's 42. That's not youth. McTominay's not youth anymore. He came through the youth setup. He's been around for years. And somebody just said, Mike Charles says there, McTominay's too slow. He's got no idea going forward. And, McTominay, we haven't even spoken about him. Welcome to Sahil Ibrahim, who's the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Jordan Such, if Southampton don't win today, I wonder if they will sack their manager. That is what happened last season. And Zayn Miassi, Mark, you need Martin Edwards back. Woodward manages United as bad as Mr. Burns with his nuclear plant from The Simpsons. I actually think that was one of your better comments, Zane, to be honest. Mr. Burns, Ed Woodward. Yeah. Anyway, we're very close to kick-off. I'm just about to start the timer for you. I'm going to stick with 1-1 Manchester United. I won't be happy with a draw. Southampton are stacked on the left hand of the pitch here like it's a game of rugby. They're all on the left-hand side, 4 of them ready to sprint forward. It's hilarious. It's like a game of rugby. They're all 4 of them on this side of the pitch, and obviously the kick's going to go like a long ball to that side. It's really funny. Let's see how this works out. Anyway, Mike Dean is the referee as well. Yeah, we've not spoken about McTominay. He's not played well in the last 2 games, but as I said, I've never been a big fan of McTominay. But what I would say is I would rather McTominay was playing for Manchester United than Matic. So I hope McTominay comes good, because we didn't buy any other midfielders. But Southampton's weird attack down that left hasn't worked, because they're now on the right-hand side. Be interesting to see if Southampton try and exploit Ashley Young. I think it's a real blow for Southampton that Nathan Redmond is actually injured in this game, because I think he would have had a field day against Ashley Young. Rashford with a bad touch there, but Southampton have the ball back. Remember, if you want to become a member of the United Stand Members Club, click the join button. You get a little badge next to your name when you're in the live comments, but you also get access to our exclusive emojis. And we've got a new emoji today, which hopefully some of our members will put up in the live comments now, which is the spider, Wan, which is Wan-Bissaka, obviously. His nickname is the Spider. We've got a little red shirt on him for you. So there you go. Goal kick to Manchester United there. So Southampton starting off with the ball. I think they'll have a lot of the ball, and it's going to be interesting how quick we can move from back to front with someone like Juan Mata in the team. The first thing we need to do is establish where Mata and Pereira are playing, because at the moment we've got it lined up a little bit different, so I want to change it if we've got that wrong. Pogba and McTominay playing very, very deep. Ashley Young back as captain today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Welcome to the United Stand. I think you're going to really enjoy it. We've got a fantastic community. I can see some of the spiders in the live comments as well. We've got a fantastic community. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams after the game, match reaction, previews, any breaking news. We had a busy day yesterday. We were live for the Europa League draw. That was banter. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference. We're live reacting to that. We were live talking about Smalling and Darmian going. So this is the place to be for all you United fan content, which is real. Southampton all of the ball at the moment, which doesn't surprise me. I said Southampton are a high-intensity team who play with possession. So let's see what they do. Pereira's definitely playing down the right-hand side. So Mata is playing in the number 10 position. So Daniel James will be playing off the left. I'm not going to change it just yet, though, because I just want to make sure that he's not just been pulled out of position. 9 points from the last 30. Wow, says Mark Hemstock. And Sahil Ibrahim, hi Mark, can't find the emojis. If you put double dot TUS, the emojis will be there. But you've got to be a member to get access to the emojis, mate. You won't see them if you can't. Pogba already too deep, says Daz Sweets. I mean, to be fair, Daz, we are away from home. We are away from home today, so we are going to be using McTominay and Pogba quite deep. I like James starting. It's exciting. Let's face it, the more experienced players aren't performing and no quality. I'd rather see under-23s on the field like Garner. That's from Texas RC Rock Racing. United just at the moment, we're only got 3 minutes in. We're just trying to get hold of the ball. Red Jedi says it's an awful start. Ashley Young has just won a 50-50 there. That needs to go to Daniel James on the left, who's going to get a chance to run into the box. Cross comes in. And Marcus Rashford, I thought he was going to get there, but it was a good tackle by the Southampton player. And I think both players have actually gone down injured. McTominay is going to keep it in, which is, I think, the right thing to do. Pogba. Nice little shot. Shoot, McTominay. No, over the bar. And Rashford and the Southampton player is still down injured. But that was a good break from United there. Very good break. Darmian is a fraud, says Shea Aruch. And, yeah, that was a good start from Manchester United. Well, it's a good first attack from United. Daniel James down that left-hand side. Right, I'm going to just quickly... there's an injury here to Southampton, so I'm just going to quickly swap this around because it's Pereira, and Pereira's playing to the right-hand side, and Mata is playing obviously in the central position. Just making sure that Rashford's all right here. We don't need any injuries to Rashford. That's what we definitely don't need. Goal kick. We're back playing now. Neither player looks that injured, which is good. We don't want to see any injuries. And Lindelof heads it back to De Gea. What do you got? What do you got? Southampton on the attack here. Lindelof will clear. Be a little bit careful here, United. I've just swapped the team around for you now. You can see that Daniel James is playing off the left-hand side with Pereira playing off the right-hand side. So we are 5 minutes in. It is 0-0, and United doing what I expected United to do, hitting on the break. And I don't think that Southampton have actually got enough in their final third to hurt us. So I went 1-1. I think only mistakes will cause us a problem, and Lindelof nearly making a mistake there, and De Gea has to be quick off the line. Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof having a little bit of a chat there. It's exactly what I said in the preview, isn't it? Southampton are a high-intensity, high-pressing team who like to pass the ball about, but they're a little bit toothless up front. United are going to have to hit on the break, and have we got that enough pace on the break? We've got Daniel James and Rashford. What happened to Mad Marcus, says Ryan Mickelson. Also, hey Mark. I was speaking to Mad Marcus, was it yesterday on the phone? He just doesn't do it anymore, doesn't want to do it anymore. That's fine. Things change. Joseph Finch, not happy with Lindelof, says he's a bit too clumsy. United with a free kick here. They've played it quickly out to Daniel James. I must admit, I do like Daniel James on the left-hand side more. Shoulder barged in the box there. He did go down, but it wouldn't be a yellow card. And a ball over the top there as Maguire got the pace. Yeah, nice covering pace by Maguire there. Some people think Maguire's slow. He's not a speedster, but he ain't slow. And that was a ball over the top, and he did quite well. Beautiful play from Mata, says man like Drew. The one thing about Mata is, at least we're playing him in the number 10 position. I think he's done as a footballer. I think he's too old now. But at least we're playing him in the number 10 position. And it annoys me that we're now playing Mata in the number 10 position when he's basically finished. When for the first 6 years, when he was actually in his prime, we used to play him on the wing. Why did we never just play him as the number 10? It makes me mad. It makes me mad. We need creativity in the midfield. Young gives it away and gets lucky, says Mark Dad Volta. Don't have a go at Ashley Young. You'll have Andros Townsend on your case. He's got nothing to do other than sit on the bench for Palace, other than stick up for his mate, hasn't he? And it's a shot from Southampton. I was just trying to check the possession stats, and it's a shot from Southampton that had De Gea. It was a long way out, to be fair. It's not McTominay's fault, actually. It's a free ball, and he runs into space, not closing down enough there from Lindelof, and it's just shot wide. I tell you what, if that goes in, he shoots from the edge of the box, but he's running at Lindelof, and he goes through Lindelof's legs. I think De Gea has it covered, but from United's point of view, you shouldn't be letting teams get a shot from there. You really, really shouldn't. We're giving it away all the time, says Mark. What? Southampton will score soon, says Joel H. Young losing the ball on the left constantly, says Dev. I mean, I don't rate Ashley Young. I think everybody knows that. And Southampton are definitely going down that left-hand side a lot. But they're on the back post here, Southampton. Cross across the box. Get rid of it, Young. United are looking a little bit ragged at the start of this game, though. I've got to be honest with you. We're a lot of the ball in our... that's a dangerous pass by Maguire that worked really well to Pogba. And now we should be able to spring an attack. It's into Rashford. Wan-Bissaka. Pogba. This is it. Just keep hold of the ball a bit. And that's a poor ball by Pogba. You see? And that's back to their keeper. But here's a chance into Pereira. Oh, I thought he'd hit it harder. I thought he'd hit it in that. But United are a threat. And that's why I can see us getting something from this game. Mata doing quite well there. Fed it into Pereira and a good block. We're playing out the back, says Ozzy Montana. We've got a new member, which is welcome to Chewy Suarez. I like the name. And Svi Mello says, we're about to see the best game James has played for us. He's much better on the left. We still need a right winger next summer. Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that. I think Daniel James off the left is far better than Daniel James off the right. It's where he's used to playing. Mata looks sharp, says Owen Evans. He actually has looked... I don't know whether it's because Lingard looks so bad in that position, but that's good by McTominay. He's got Daniel James. Shoot, James! Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Daniel James, top corner, top bins. It's the man from Wales. He's done it again. It's Daniel James. McTominay driving into the space. Daniel James coming in off the left. Like a bloody arrow. Call him Robin Hood. He's put it in the top right-hand corner. That's 3 and 4 for Daniel James. I tell you what, I've got to say, well done, Daniel James. Well done to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I didn't necessarily think this lad from Swansea was going to be this sort of player. I thought £15 million from the Championship. He's going to take a little bit of time. They stand off him stupidly, but I tell you what, the finish is just superb. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a finish, says Wake the Fallen. Wake the dead. Dig them up. It's absolutely superb. No keeper saying that. And Manchester United 1-0 up. That is exactly the start that we needed. Ollie's happy. 3 and 4 games for Daniel James. This is not what we were expecting from him. The amount of goals he's scoring, fantastic. And the space just opened up for United as well. 1-0. What a rocket. Yeah, someone called NASA. 1-0. Bang. Oh, back of the net. Perfect start for United. Let's build on that. Let's build on that, because they will have to come out a little bit more now. So we're happy. Shiny, happy people holding hands. Whew. And Southampton try a shot from way out, and we'll have that. We will have that. Got to change the score. Back of the net. Back of the net, everybody. Oh, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. And United are in again here, and it's Daniel James again. They're terrified of Daniel James, aren't they? It's interesting as to how United could probably find a way for him to be in our team on that left-hand side, because obviously it makes us a little bit weak on the right-hand side. But lovely, he's getting loads of space, and when he cuts in with that right-hand foot, when he cuts in with that right foot, it's lethal. So United leading 1-0 here. And a very, very, quite an equal start, to be honest. But exactly what Manchester United deserve. Exactly what we deserve. So we're 1-0 up. Manchester United. James with the rocket. Let's call him NASA. What a goal. Lots of people very happy in the live comments, which is great to see. And we've got a new member as well, which is Panda Hamlid. Rashford never scores that goal, says Red Jedi. No, if Rashford hits that, we are calling NASA to get the ball back. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I tell you what, Daniel James is proving people... I wouldn't say Daniel James is proving people wrong. I'd say he's surprising people, because I don't think he played particularly well at Wolves. I don't think he played that well against Palace, but he got his goal. But he's back in that left-hand side position today, and already in the first 12 minutes, he looks a different player, because that's his natural position. And he's getting it in his stride. If this was Old Trafford, you're playing a team with 2 banks of 4. He doesn't get the ball in his stride to run at the back 4. But because we're playing away from home, he gets the ball. He's got space in front of him. Very, very different. Brosky R says, Marco, post every goal for us on my Snapchat with your commentary in the background, and everyone loves it. Keep it up. Oh, there you go. Nice one, mate. And welcome to Justin506, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Is the next gigs, says Weza HD. Foul by Rashford here. Well, this is going to plan for United at the moment. I don't think we'll have a lot of the ball, but I think what we will do is hit them on the break with the pace that we've got, and that will cause Southampton a problem. To be honest with you, United should be getting out of this game with at least a point now. I don't think this Southampton side's even got 2 goals in it against our defence. And I'm not being disrespectful to Southampton. I just think they're toothless. And you speak to Southampton fans and they say the same. They struggle to score goals. They've got a good philosophy in the way they play the game, but they struggle to score goals. So this is an opportunity for United to build on now. And if they get the second goal, I think it's over. James is destroying them. What's going on with Pogba? Very lethargic. Doesn't look interested, says Matt Rush. Well, he better get interested because he ain't getting his move to Real Madrid. So he's at United for the season, so he needs to get down and boogie. As slow as Mata is, he creates more than Lingard, says even Boomer. Exactly. Tony Montana says, what you watching the game? Keep up the good work. It's on telly here in the UK. And Sam Masters, did you see Angel Gomez goal last night? Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, it's reserve football, but it was a brilliant goal. Sort of dribbled a bit, cut inside and smashed it. Here's Daniel James down that left-hand side again. That'll be a throw-in. But it's all United at the moment. Southampton, I wouldn't say they've been caught by the sucker punch. I just think United, it's a good goal for United. And I'm digging that kit. I like that kit. But don't buy it if you're a Glazers out person. What do we got? 15 minutes gone. Manchester United leading 1-0. A rocket from Dan James. You can become a member by clicking the join button, but it might not be available in all countries. GYO says, come on Southampton. No, GYO. Come on Manchester United. We need the 3 points, boys and girls. But it's United now with all the confidence, and Southampton, although that's broken down. Pereira losing it there, and United have got the numbers back, but Southampton are coming forward into the box, and Lindelof will shepherd that for a goal kick, and Southampton already looking a little bit lethargic. Right, are you going to watch the North London Derby, says Epic Guardian. Yes, I'm doing a live stream watch along for that actually tomorrow afternoon on That's Football. So if you are going to be watching the game and you want to watch it in the same sort of style, we've got another channel called That's Football. So I'm going to watch that and do a stream of that tomorrow. It's a 4:30 kickoff, so I'm quite looking forward to that. But I'll look forward to it even more if United can win this game, because this would be a big 3 points for us if we can get it. Foul on Rashford there. It's on BT Galaxy if you're in the UK. James is 21. Michael Duffy's 22 in November or December, I think. 62% possession for United so far, says AJ Nell. I was going to have a look at that. Cheers for that. I think up until the goal, Southampton had more of the ball, but since the goal, lovely little ball by Mata. Smash it, Wan-Bissaka, and that will go wide. But we've kept it in with Dan James. United, you see, this is the difference, confidence and a goal make. I think United... Oh, Wan-Bissaka, where's the spider? Where's the spider emoji? Cross coming in from McTominay onto the back post area. Wan-Bissaka coming in on it, gets ahead of his man and volleys it over the bar. It's a lovely cross in by McTominay. And, tell you what, if he catches that and puts it in, it's an absolute screamer. I was dismissing Mata, but he's done well so far, says Murray. I would agree. I think... To be honest with you, it's the contrast between Lingard and somebody who actually can move the ball, isn't it? I think the dropping of Lingard was 100% correct. And I miss Martial, says Shresh Banerjee. We do, but hopefully Martial will be back after the international break. And Eric Ollie Mork says, yes, I hope if we get 3 points today, it will do wonders for confidence for the next games. Yes, I think that Leicester game after the international break is absolutely huge, by the way. That's a foul on Andres Pereira, and I think he'll get a yellow card there, the Southampton player. Yes, he will. United have just got to dig in a bit here. Grind it out. You've got that one goal. If it finishes like this, we've got 3 points. Long way to go, but they've got to grind this game out. Who's on the bench? Mark says Sukilin Man. I will show you. It's there. There it is. You got Romero, Twansibi, Marcus Rojo, Matic, Lingard, Chong and Greenwood. So the bench is quite exciting, really, especially from an attacking point of view. I would hope, well, you never know what he's going to do you really? I personally think that with Manchester United, as we've said before, when they're up against when especially under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, there's no point talking about Mourinho or Van Gaal anymore because those days are gone. But I think under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when the going's good, United are very good. The first 2 months he was winning every game. When the things are good with this team, we're good. It's when things start to go wrong, as we saw against Wolves away, our last away game. First half, very, very good. Wolves get a goal back. The momentum changes. Where United's... Ollie's even said it himself. Lovely pressure, says Palmarius. Let's hope we don't lose our momentum, says big boy Benny. When we're good, we're good. But this team has a problem when things don't go our way and lack of leadership, etc. Lovely little ball by Pereira. Wan-Bissaka's got ages to put a cross in, and it's cleared. But it's going to come back to Mata. Edge of the box. Keeping the ball well, United, at the moment. Daniel James has got it down the left-hand side. That'll be a throw-in. I think Young does more offensively than Shaw, which helps United create more chances, which outweighs Shaw's defensive strengths, as Abhishek. I think you need to readdress your thoughts on football, Abhishek, if you think Ashley Young's better than Luke Shaw. This is sensationalist crap that you get when you're winning a game 1-0. Ashley Young has been consistently crap for years. Like, I agree with him playing today because we haven't got Delo or Shaw, but let's not pretend he's the future of our left-back position. He's not. Being a Mata fan, it is sad to see his tired legs, says Pradney Wadke. But he's still doing a much better job than Lingard does in that role. Where is Eric Bay, says Ozzy Montano. He's injured, but United are on the attack here. Daniel James is going to shoot again. Straight at the keeper. Keeper punches it up into the air. And Southampton clear it. I can't believe how much space Daniel James can create to get shots off. I'm tempted to say it's Southampton. Cross from Wan-Bissaka. Have we got a corner? No, it's a throw-in. But he's got another shot off there. Back four struggling a bit on the ball under Southampton press. Is that a worry, says Ricardo Jardim? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. United are getting a lot of chances and Dan James getting a shot away again there. And he is looking an absolute bargain, isn't he, at 15 million. Southampton will get a goal kick here. Look, he looks an absolute steal. Yeah, I mean, you just can't. You can't argue with 3 Premier League goals in 4 games. Ashley Young's just given a foul away there. Jay Poulser says bargain. I'm not impressed just yet. Well, I think you, as I say, I think you've got to look at 3 goals in 4 games. Mata already looking much better than Jesse, and Mata is past it. Imagine when we eventually incorporate Angel Gomez into this team. Mason to score second half. And Connor Dunn says, hey Mark, me and the boys are listening to you on Duke of Edinburgh. Love your stuff. Also, can you shout out my main man Munders? He's a huge fan. Main man Munders, there you go. Connor's got you a shout out. Hope you're doing well, lads. Enjoy your Duke of Edinburgh. And Robert Brennan says, would love to know who scouted Dan James. New number 7 next year, maybe. There was a bit of a joke going around that Jesse Lingard wants the number 7 shirt. You know what I would say to Jesse Lingard? I wouldn't even get cross. I would say, I tell you what, you go and get me 5 goals and 5 assists in the next 10 games and we'll talk. But you ain't just having it because it's going to help your brand out. Southampton looking to break here, but Lindelof up against Che Adams. That's strong. And it's a throw into United. They're struggling, Southampton, which is good to see. It's good to see. Mark, we need a new left-back. But based on Luke Shaw's injury, I rate him, but it's necessary. What do you think, says Finch? You know, there are options at left-back for United. Delo can play there. It's just unfortunately he's injured at the moment. A lot of people saying that Ryan Giggs is doing bits. Can I just tell you that there is no correlation between Ryan Giggs and Dan James in the way they play football? They're totally different. The closest thing to Ryan Giggs in the current game is actually Leroy Sané, the way he moves the ball and dribbles with the ball. Daniel James and Ryan Giggs are just Welsh. That's it. They're not similar in the way they play. I think Daniel James is his own player. In fact, Daniel James reminds me, and people are going to laugh about this, but the way I said this in the summer as well. He's obviously not this player, but the way he plays with close control, he reminds me more of Messi because he's small and he keeps the ball close to him. He's not Lionel Messi. I'm not saying that Dan James is Lionel Messi. No one's going to be Lionel Messi, but he moves the ball more like that. Here, Lee Williams says, why don't you be a pundit for Sky or BT? You're fantastic. Mate, I don't know. I'm banned for some reason. I don't know. But I wouldn't go anyway. I love doing this. Fan content's the way forward. Oh, here we go. Johnny Blade says, do they both have affairs with their brothers' wives? Come on. There's no need for that. We're talking football here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Here's Mata running into space again against Southampton's back four. He feeds it into Daniel James. And Southampton have got the numbers back now. But United are really finding Mata in that space a lot. And he's running at the back four a lot. United winning the ball back as well. Gold Beast Prosperity says the earth is flat. Now that Lukaku's gone, when are we retiring the Timberland boots emoji? Else we could be accused of being a deadwood carrying emoji channel. We will be clearing out some deadwood from the emojis during the international break, actually. But we have got Wan-Bissaka as an emoji if you are a member. Remember, you can join by clicking the join button. Southampton are dreadful, says Liam. And I think the early goal away from home is immense. It really is, because it silences the away crowd. And if you can get that early goal, you can get hold of the game. And that's what United have done so far in this first 25 minutes. I think Southampton started off well until the goal. Now the heads have dropped a bit, and the crowd aren't with them, and it makes it harder for them. But I said about Southampton, where's the star in that Southampton team? Leicester in a couple of weeks, we're going to be going, well, they've got Chilwell, they've got Maddison, they've got Ndidi, they've got some really good players. At Southampton, they're not really a team of good players. I think Rashford's offside here. The refs played it on. And it's a great cross by Rashford, and it will go for a corner. Southampton are saying that was offside. I actually thought it was going to be offside. It wasn't. Maybe James should try his look at free kicks, says Jose Castro. And Eduardo Belanales says, I have my doubts about Ashley Young, but I like this tempo. Come on, you lads. Yeah. It wasn't offside with Rashford, which means we've got a corner here. And that means that we're going to see Harry Maguire. Here we go. We've dreamt this in our dreams. We've seen this in our dreams. A cross comes in and Harry Maguire powers it home. When will we see it? Will it be today? Let's see. I presume we're going to see Andreas Pereira on corners. That's surely why he's playing. Harry Maguire stood around the edge of the box. This is the goal we want to see. This is it. I can't see. Oh, it's Ashley Young on corners. Why is Ashley Young taking the corner and you've got Andreas Pereira in the team? It wasn't a very good corner, and they've cleared it. But here we go. What are you doing, Rashford? What a miss. What a miss by Rashford. The cross comes in from Dan James. He should have a goal and an assist. He finds Rashford on the edge of the box, on the edge of the 6-yard box. He's offside anyway. And crap. Absolutely rubbish. Puts it right on his head and he heads it wide. Not even close wide. It's just terrible. Not looking at the ball again. Why does Rashford do that? He either closes his eyes or doesn't keep his eye on the ball. Terrible header. He was offside anyway. But it was a terrible header. Don't know what it is about. Ollie needs to have a word with him. Keep your eyes on the ball when it's in the air. He's like that. He was offside anyway. But he should be putting it in. I agree, Marislav. He should still be putting it in. 28 minutes gone. What a signing James is. He's got the fight and spirit, unlike Pogba, says Zayn Massey. Zayn Massey is an Arsenal fan who dislikes Paul Pogba. So, Paul Pogba is playing in a position today where you're away from home and he's playing very, very deep. Throw in here for Southampton. It's a long one. Punched away by De Gea. Headed back in. And Ashley Young, high foot, be careful. Cross comes in. And that'll be a free kick to Manchester United. James Wood said Rashford's got a head like a 50p. Matt has been amazing. So much better than Lingard, says Ali. And Closes his bloody eyes, says Alec Ducasse. His eyes were closed, says Michael Davies. Yeah, well, I couldn't tell whether his eyes were closed, but his head was down. He sort of heads it with that part of his head. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, United Stand fan channel. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams after the game, my match reaction after the game. We do previews. We react to the latest news. Rashford's on the attack here. Bit greedy. Should have fed it into Daniel James, but it goes back to the keeper. And Rashford decision making again there. Probably not quite right. Get past his man really well. Southampton on the attack now. They really do lack quality. Thanks for the contribution, Charlie Redpath. They really do lack quality in the final third, Southampton. Cross comes in. De Gea's got it off the deflection. I think we're going to need the second goal in this game. 1-0 away from home. Is Aaron Wan-Bissaka better than Gary Neville, says Kojak's Bullsack? I think he can be. I think it's too early to say that. Gary Neville is clearly one of the best right-backs United have ever had, to be fair. Need a second, otherwise this could be another Wolves away, says Jordan Such. Exactly, we're on the same page, Jordan. We're on the same page. There's your sub options anyway. I think Man Mata is the key man at the moment. He's on the ball at the moment as well. Silly shot there. It goes wide for a goal kick. Never going to score from there. But Juan Mata's been fantastic so far, I think. Key to the game, so he's got the circle on him. But your options on the bench, you've got Sergio Romero, Twan Sebi, Marcus Rojo, Tahith Chong, Jesse Lingard, Nemanja Matic, and Mason Greenwood is on there as well. So Manchester United leading 1-0 at the moment. I don't think we can be any happier than we are. We've got... What? Next Saturday, Man City versus Manchester United. BT have just said we're playing Manchester... must be women's football. Can't be... We're not playing... It's the international break, for God's sake. Why don't we get Ward-Prowse? I don't think he's having such a good game at the moment. Very dangerous if there's any set pieces in and around the box. That's something we haven't mentioned so far. He scored an absolutely cracking free kick at Old Trafford last season. I was there for that. And Valerie scored a good goal, but Valerie's on bench today. Southampton having a little bit of the ball here. Wan-Bissaka with the tackle. Just get the spider emoji out. Get that new spider emoji out. He's just tackled him, got up and took the ball away. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Going to need to keep the Timberlands emoji for Rashford, says just saying, says Alligator. Southampton have won it back. Yeah, get me that emoji in the comments. That was superb defending by Wan-Bissaka. If you want to be a fullback, watch... you want to be a defender, just watch Wan-Bissaka. He's eye on the ball. Absolutely superb. It is the women's derby next week. Hey, Mark, what are the details for the United Stand Fantasy Football? Hey, Mark. Well, I don't know, Sam B. I don't run it. Tom Wade runs it. Who was in the live comments before. Rashford wasteful again, says Entin Mendanka. Yeah, but... if you're talking about the chance, he was offside. He was offside. Mark, Rashford is awful. He's a mid-club player. You need a world-class striker like Van Persie or Rooney, says Zayn Miasi. But you're an Arsenal fan. I keep telling you this. He's not having a very good game, though. As J.M. Ross says, he keeps giving the ball away. Georgios Nicola says who scored? It was Dan James with a rocket from the edge of the box. It was a good goal. Good goal. I feel we do need the second goal. It's surprising me actually because Southampton seem to be going down that left-hand side, our left-hand side a lot at Wan-Bissaka, and you're never going to get any change out of that. They really do need to exploit Young, which please don't, by the way. Please don't exploit Young. We don't want to see that happening at all. Southampton on the attack here. They've got an opportunity to whip a ball in. Crap. They've still got it back though. And he'll whip it in again. No, he won't. He refuses to whip it in that time. Yeah, that was a decent ball, but McTominay should have it clear here. And let's not forget, it was McTominay who got the assist. And that's a stupid shot, and that's gone wide from Southampton. Robert Brennan says, are you watching the boxing tonight? Would you do a watch-along? Lomachenko, the best ever, possibly. I don't plan to watch the boxing tonight, to be honest with you. I'm going to go out. And we're doing it again. We're giving a crap team confidence when we should be hammering them. Midfield is toothless, says Nick P. I think the front four have played really well, Nick, to be honest with you. I think they've played really well. But midfield, Pogba and McTominay, yeah, probably could do a little bit more. I mean, that Pogba, that's lazy there. Again, letting Southampton in. You've got to be careful here. United, pick it up. Silly shot. Southampton are taking shots from stupid places, but they've still got the ball. And now Pogba will clear it with McTominay into Pereira. He needs a pass here, and that's a good pass. Rashford. And he's got a foul. We are still missing the midfield creativity, Raoul. I think you're absolutely spot on with that. I'd be much happier if we can get a second goal before half-time, people. I don't know what you think, but I would be very happy if we could get a second goal. I don't like being away from home 1-0 up. We've seen it already this season against Wolves, and they will get a chance at some point. Even though I don't think they're that good, they will get a chance. I remember I predicted 1-0. Mark, get Zlatan short-term and get a striker at Christmas like Dybala, says Zayn Miasi. Oh, Zayn. Oh, here we go. Southampton in down the right-hand side. Maguire looks like he's running through cement. And this is a chance. He takes it down. Wan-Bissaka, stand up. Stand up. Oh, what a block that is by Scott McTominay, who's got his hands down by his side. You don't need to keep your hands down by your side like that, Scott. It's an unnatural position. It's a handball. It wouldn't be a handball if it hit it with your hand down your side. Would you take Zlatan? Although he isn't as good as before. Watch out. Good header by Ashley Young. That well cleared by Dan James. He would bring a lot of leadership into the dressing room, says Charlie. Zlatan's done. Zlatan is done. I'm fed up of people talking about Zlatan. Would you have had Van Persie or Rooney in his prime in his United squad, says Sebastian Anderson? You got to go with Rooney, but Van Persie, I loved Van Persie, especially at United. He was brilliant, but I think you've got to go with Rooney in his prime. And Rooney's prime was like 2000 pretty much when we signed him to about 2009 for me. Rooney was just amazing. I know he scored a lot of goals in, was it 11? But Rooney's first few years, he was bordering on world class. Yeah, United have been a little bit sloppy here, but I don't know why McTominay's doing this with his hands. Got him behind his back like that. You don't need to do that. Like, your hands can be by your side. It's with unnatural position up here. That's handball. Three points is the priority, says Jan GRG. Yeah, will matter here. Got a throw in. How are you today, Mark? Says Dynasty. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you? I'm happy with this from United so far. I never expected us to come and, dominate. I don't think we're that sort of team at the moment. But Southampton are coming into this a little bit more at the moment. Danny Ings trying to get past Lindelof. Lindelof deals with it. Easy boy. Easy work. And United have the ball back. Yeah, I'm not going to fall into the trap of Wolves. I think the first half against Wolves was brilliant and you expected us to do it again in the second half and we didn't. I think we've got to be very, very careful in the second half of this game. Second goal, very important. And to be honest with you, Southampton aren't as good as Wolves. So, good driving run here by Pereira. He's got nobody with him. Of course he's going to get tackled there. He's running into four players. 6 minutes to half time. I think Daniel James is on about 60, 70 grand a week. Harry Lamb, from what I remember when we signed him. Any handball in the box, natural or not, is a penalty, says John Massey. I get confused by this now. I get confused by this, John, now, because I read up on it before the season started, and I thought it's not a penalty if your hand's in a natural position. So if the ball hits you on the hand, like from a yard away, it's not a penalty. And we've actually seen that happen already. So I don't understand the new handball rule at all. Harry Maguire's just had a booking. A little bit late. Southampton getting back into this game a little bit at the moment, and I'll be a little bit concerned about that. You can't give Pogba higher than a 4 as it stands, says Rio Mia. And Pogba should learn to keep things simple, says Marky. I don't really like Paul Pogba in a deep midfield position. I think you lose so much. But Maguire's saying there should be a yellow card here for a Southampton player for diving. But there's not going to be. Maguire's on a tightrope now, says Tanvir. Sit down, Mark. DJ shut you up about starting, says hi, Elf Legolas. Odd. I don't even know what you're on about there, mate. I'm not one of the Daniel James haters. What I said, and I've said this from the start, when we sign a £15 million winger from Swansea, I didn't think we were going to be starting him every game. I thought he would be a player that we would work into the team gradually because it's a lot of pressure. But 3 goals in 4 games, why would you drop him back to the bench now? I think he's... and also, I think the first few games we're playing him off the right. I think he's far better off the left. That's the position he's used to. Hi, Mark. Love your vids. Opinion on Rosemary's Bacon, says McLemon44. I don't have any opinion on it. I don't know what it is. I hope it's not something rude. And we need DJ on the left, Pogba at CAM, Tony up front, and Greenwood on the right. Bench Trashford, says Bam Boots. I'm gonna make a note of that. We're gonna make a note of that. Rashford. George Mitchell says Maguire won't get a second yellow card. He's very good at timing his tackles. How funny would it be if DJ's our top scorer, says Sahil Prusty. A lot of that's going to come down to injury, isn't it? But, you know, he is a player that takes his chances. McTominay being tenacious there. And Wan-Bissaka. I can't believe how many times Southampton are trying to come down our left-hand side. You're just wasting your time, lads. Oh, terrible ball by Rashford there on the break, and I tell you what, the trouble is with Rashford is that now Lingard's out of the firing line, quite rightly dropped. You leave yourself as the next sort of player that's really not performing in a United shirt. Here we go. Wan-Bissaka down that right-hand side. I mean, Wan-Bissaka gets through a hell of a lot of work in a United shirt, doesn't he, as well? Constant. I don't think Pereira's had a great game, to be honest with you. Bit similar to his Chelsea match. And now, here we go. Southampton on the break, and Wan-Bissaka was long way forward. Danny Ings. I thought he'd misplaced that pass, but they're into the box. Maguire stand him up. That's a goal kick. Easy work. Easy work. Okay, do you think Twansiba will play today? Says CDG XVXGG. No, I don't think so. I don't really see why you'd bring a centre back on or any defender on if your defence is fine. Khabib versus Poirier next Saturday at 3 p.m. That's a weird time for UFC, isn't it? Pereira's been invisible, says Average Person. Pereira needs to go off, says Coco. Yeah, I don't think Pereira's been that good. I don't. Lovely takedown there, though. He just took it down brilliantly. And Mata to Rashford. This is a guy who needs to do a little bit better. It's a nothing ball. And well won back there. I just need to see this out to half time now. Reassess and I don't know what you lot would do in the second half. To be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with the team at the moment, and Ollie doesn't really make changes at half time. I just think it's a bit of a kick up the backside for some of their players, for some of his players, and McTominay's been turned too easy there. 2 minutes to half time, and here they come down Ashley Young's side. Cross coming in here. Good that's Dan James for you as well. The tracking back there to make the tackle and stop a corner, but Pogba's giving it for a throw-in. Bloody hell. Got a few super chats coming in here. Why didn't you get Roy Keane on your show or Cantona, says Zayn Massey. We're a fan channel, mate. Rashford's crap and selfish once again today, says Glennie X Nobley. And United will clear this. Rule on offence is about intent. Intent no longer matters. On D, it's whether arm is in an unnatural position making you bigger. Cheers from Chicago, says KB Sutton 3. Exactly, that's my understanding. It's not about intent with handballs anymore. It's about your arm being in an unnatural position. So if your arm's down by your side and it hits you, that's not an unnatural position. So I don't know why McTominay's in the box like with his arms behind his back. You don't need to. Just keep him normal. Just don't put him up. Rashford needs to focus on executing the basics. He has the skill for the results to come in if he does, says Akil Kamal. Yeah, I think Rashford's a very good player. I really do. But I just think that the final ball, he sometimes just doesn't concentrate. Pogba's getting a bit of stick in the live comments at the moment. Look, while we're winning, I'm not going to moan. To me, I said this before, it's about 3 points today. And we know the midfield's weak. And we've just won a goal kick here. Really good play. Dan James, absolutely exceptional that half. Absolutely superb. If I was doing player ratings at half-time, which I don't, I do them on the match reaction. Dan James, absolutely brilliant. Defensive work as good as offensive. And that is superb. He's absolutely brilliant. As Exposed Tube says, DJ can defend too. He's been absolutely superb in this game. The real shining light is the reason we've got the goal. And also his defensive work in helping Ashley Young out, who potentially is the weak link. Absolutely superb. So give him a good shout out. He's been really, really good. And that should be half time. And it is half time. And it's 1-0 to Manchester United at half time. And I would say deserved. Absolutely deserved. Rasheen Lingard needs some weeks as the bench warmers, says Bio20. Super half from our lad Dan James. And United comfortably. Oh, well, I wouldn't say comfortably. I think we have let Southampton back into the game. I think when you look at the game, actually, that's something I was going to ask. How do you feel about that in relation to game management tactically? I think second half, we're going to really be looking at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and seeing what he does what he brings in this second half. But for me, I thought that was good. I think getting the early goal away from home is always really, really important. We did that. And I think that we've been the better team. I don't think Southampton are very good. I think they're going to fight, and I think they're good on the ball. But when it gets to the final third, I don't rate them. So United 1-0 up. Let's go get it. Let's go get these 3 points. Big 3 points for United today. And we got to come out with them now. I think before the game I predicted 1-1, but when you get an early goal and you're clearly the better team, if we come out of this game with a draw, I'll be really annoyed. I don't think a draw is good enough anyway, but I would be annoyed from this situation if we came out with a draw. But we did say this against Wolves a couple of weeks ago. We've got to go and win this game now. And it's the same with Southampton. 1-0's never enough, is it, really? 1-0's difficult to defend, and you will fancy Southampton to get a chance at some point. So you've got to go and get the second goal. Have we created enough chances in that game? Again, I think this is always the thing with United. Have we created enough chances in that game? I would say no. Dan James, great goal. He gets another shot away. But we haven't created loads of chances for the dominance we've had again. So, and I think Mata's had a good game. Pereira's been quiet. Pogba's been quiet. McTominay's been busy. Rashford's been wasteful. So you can see why we've not created loads of chances, because I think Mata and James are the only attacking players that are doing any work. The rest of the team need to go up a gear. Midu Ayub says natural or unnatural doesn't matter anymore. And Mainu Expedith says Rashford is a master in blunting cutting edge situations. His decision making is terrible since ever. Pogba will never sync with the game's pace. Interesting. Throw away the dancing trio, says Jay. As long as we don't sit back, we will win. If we play comfortable, it's a 1-1 result, says Luna. 30 seconds, Paul lose the ball 3 times. Come on, says Brian Ajak. And I think with Pogba, we need to move past this. He's trying to get a move because Pogba is here now. He's not going to get a move. He's not going. So that's off the board. I think the situation with Pogba is this. I think with regards to Paul Pogba, whether he wants to move or not, over the last 3 years, he's been very inconsistent. And this is the sort of game he is inconsistent in. So I just think it's an inconsistent Paul Pogba, which we've had for 3 years. But maybe in the second half, he'll come good. Can you hear me, Paul? Hopefully Paul will shout up when we can hear him. So 1-0 to
Yes,
Manchester.
mate. Yeah.
Hi, mate. What's your thoughts on that half?
I don't know, really. Daniel James and Mata seem to be linking up really well.
Yeah.
In terms of the overall picture, I don't really know what it is. But we're giving the ball away too much. But that's nothing new, is it? We've been doing that for 3 years. Daniel James looks like our best player. And he's getting a lot of stick. And he has got a lot of stick. And I feel sorry for that because he's up and down the wing. His defensive duties are fantastic. He's always where you want him to be. And, he looks the most dangerous player we got.
I think today, him playing in his natural position has just been much better because defensively, he's been as good defensively as he's gone forward as well. But I just want to just read out some stats here because the reality is United have had 9 shots and 4 have been on target, but I don't really remember anything clear cut. So I think stats can be distortive really because Southampton haven't had any shots on target, but they've had 5 off target. I just don't think we've seen enough from Pereira, Rashford, Pogba today. And I think that if I was Ollie, I'd be asking for a little bit more from them because I don't want this game to become what Wolves came. You know, we were in this position. Southampton are obviously going to change the way they're playing second half. And if we don't go up a gear ourselves, we will get pegged back.
Yeah, this is where Ollie needs to come into it. He needs to say, first 10 minutes, we know what's going to happen. They're going to come at us. They're going to be all over us as best they can be. So just first 10 minutes, sit back, create a shape, and James and Rashford get ready to break. And then after that, it will dissipate and we can get back into the game. But I'm over the Rashford hype, Mark. And this is not a knee-jerk reaction. I can't get to grips with what he does well. I haven't seen him have a good game for time. And I can't... His decision-making is so poor. He runs in straight lines really fast, but he can't really dribble with a ball like Giggs. I don't know. It's just every time I watch Rashford, I get a little bit more deflated in terms of what he's meant to be doing. Because
I suppose it's a case of what is he? What is he?
Well, he kills our counters. His hold-up play is poor. He tries flicks all the time like he's 14 years old. In his dribbles, when he gets the ball, he can't figure out what to do with it, so he just kind of loses it. He's our main striker. He hasn't looked threatening at all. Yeah, exactly, Mark. What is he? What is he?
I think with Rashford, obviously we've had Martial playing up front. I think Martial's a better number 9 than Rashford, especially in his hold-up play, which has been brilliant so far this season. And then Rashford's out on the left, and you go, well, he's not really a winger, and he makes mistakes, and some of it's good and some of it's bad. But today, he's playing in the position that is meant to be his position. I don't see the movement in the box. He got a header, which actually was offside for, but he's got his eyes closed again. I'm just going to read a few super chats, actually. Start second half timer from 45 minutes, please, says Biyakov. The timer I've got doesn't do that. The Musk says, Pereira, I don't really know what he does. He's wasteful. Give me Chong to support Wan-Bissaka. And Dipan Biswas says, wish Mata had a little pace and strength. Excellent reader of the game. I think to bring it sort of back to Rashford, actually, Paul, what Mata's done in this game is shown that we've been very frustrated with Lingard for a long time. You take him out of the team, you don't miss him, and Mata offers us more. And now Rashford's out of the team. Sorry, now Lingard's out of the team. It exposes Rashford as another player that's been playing long time, not very well, and he's not playing well again today. And you sort of start to think about, I like Rashford, I really do, but I think, what are you bringing to the team? You're not holding the ball up. When you get the ball, you're giving it away. When you get chances, you're missing them. I don't see what you're doing at the moment. And today was a big opportunity for him with no Martial. So I hope in the second half he can turn it around, because at the moment he's going the same way as Lingard, where I think we're going to get to the point where we say maybe we should drop him. And as James Hirshew says, if James was Pepe, people would be twerking. He's been absolutely brilliant, which he has.
He has.
Zayn
Sorry,
go on.
Yeah, carry on if you got a super chat.
Zayn Miassi says, Mark, send the team away with the SAS and they will come back as real men. We're winning 1-0, mate. And David Mills says, 43 minutes we broke. Rashford could have fed James in. I had a flash of Ollie's vision. I got to my feet. Rashford ball grown. Look, yeah, wasteful, very wasteful. I mean, people want to talk about Pogba. I think it's an irrelevance to talk about Pogba, Paul, really. I really do, because our midfield's got nothing. And we can all moan about Pogba, but we've got nothing in the midfield, and Pogba's the best midfielder we've got. That's because we didn't invest in the summer. Maybe we should have let him go. Maybe we should have replaced him, but we didn't. I think what I was saying before you came on is with Pogba, the last 3 years he's been very inconsistent. You can't moan about him being inconsistent when that's what he's been for 3 years. If that's the case, we should have let him go. But I think he's always going to be inconsistent in this league.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Pogba's having one of his bad games. Pogba has bad games, and he's been good this season. Two things though. Why is McTominay playing further up the pitch than Pogba for the second game in a row? That's ridiculous. Pogba's obviously been told to sit back further. This isn't a game for Hollywood passes and being a quarterback. That's not necessary because Southampton are spread all over the place and they're there for the taking if we can dominate the midfield. And also, he always does it. He's got this standard, get the ball, wait for a defender to make the challenge, shrug him off with his strength, and then push forward. And by the time that happens, you've got a second defender on, you're in it next to the ball. That drives me crazy. If he could just get that one-touch pass-away move thing going on, then, in my opinion, Pogba will be up with the pace of the game more that we're trying to play. But that's, as I say, it's irrelevant. Pogba has good games and bad games. He has done the entire time he's here. He's our best player, no doubt, and when he turns it on, we win. But this is a game for other players to come into it. Pereira's been weak. Mata, brilliant link up, but nothing Gomez couldn't have done. But him and James, they work really well together. You can tell. But yeah, the overall picture is we need more consistency up front and to be more clinical, definitely. And I don't know if Rashford's going to bring that. So I'd like to see Greenwood.
Yeah, be interesting. Spencer Grigel says that Bruno Fernandes came out and said he agreed a move to Spurs. I've not seen that, mate, today, to be honest with you. But, it's irrelevant now, isn't it? The summer's gone. We should have been in for a player like that. Gold Piece Prosperity says Rashford has been so bad. Cannot do simple passes, heads like a scared cat and dribbles like a cow. Simply does not have footballing brain. Rashi can go scratchy. And Tom Ball says, James is on fire, such an exciting talent. Rashford walks around like he's a star, arrogant, but James is the same age. James is ready, Rashford isn't. And there's a lot of people sort of saying that about Rashford.
It's hard to argue.
It is hard to argue, but what I'd also say is that he is a player that Ollie has invested in. He's removed Lukaku and Sanchez for him. So Rashford's got to start delivering. But on the other hand, it's the same as the Lingard situation. If he's not delivering, then you do take him off. I think we saw this last season. Rashford was bad from Christmas last season.
For 6 months of the last season, he was doing what he's doing right now, and I don't know how he's going to get out of it. I really don't. You brought up a good point earlier, though, in terms of you remove one problem, you remove one problem from the team, and it creates another. You said you remove Lingard. So you got the creativity, but you put Mata in, so you lose the counter attack and the momentum he brings. And it's the same with a lot of players on the pitch. You take one out and put one in, and you gain something, but lose something else. It's a very difficult thing to match up our best team on the field because we haven't figured it out. I haven't anyway, and I don't think Ollie has either. I think that before we can get our best system, we need our best team. Or is it the other way around? Because we haven't found a starting 11 yet, and that was my problem with Mourinho. So. Ollie needs time. That's what we do know. But we need another goal in this game, Mark. Otherwise, I can see a 1-1 coming up, mate, and your prediction will come true.
I think there's another goal in this game for sure. Scott Cook says Rashford poor, get Greenwood on. You know what? I want to say this as well. Very, very happy that United are winning. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. We're getting close to 543,000 subscribers. So if you are new, please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We've got fan cams coming up after the game. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Match reactions, previews, everything. Please stop reading Zayn Miassi's comments as extra Z. I don't think you're the only person thinking that, to be honest with you. But let's look at the game, because we are Manchester United. We are arrogant. That's how we work. We are beating Southampton 1-0. This Southampton team is definitely going to be around the relegation zone. They're not very good. So we're 1-0 up against the team that's probably going to be fighting relegation. And And the only players that we're missing really are Luke Shaw and Anthony Martial. So that's United's strongest team today, apart from Martial and Luke Shaw. Now, a lot of people don't rate Luke Shaw, and Martial is rated, but does one player make you any better than that? I think when this is the worrying thing.
This is reality,
yeah.
Mark. This is reality.
Have we been that good in that half? No, we've been okay, and that's Southampton. It's like the work that needs to be done with this team is absolutely huge. And, whilst there is a lot of positivity, and I'm feeling positive, I also understand the people who are getting a bit frustrated with some players because some are, we're winning. Why are you moaning about that? Because I think the bigger picture is, even if this was Goodison Park, I think we'd be having more problems today. We do Southampton had a lot of ball. They're just poor in the final third. So look, the people talking about Pogba, the people talking about Rashford, about Pereira, you're all right because we have given the ball away a lot. And I think if Southampton had any quality in the final third, they maybe would have done more with it. And we will play the teams with better ability in the final third.
Well, I've tried to give myself a little bit of perspective in terms of how good we are. So I stopped getting so frustrated and angry. I can get annoyed at individual players doing the same individual mistakes over and over. Having a bad game is having a bad game. That happens. But, you got Rashford doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's where you get frustrated. Lingard, the same thing. Pogba, he doesn't. He has excellent games. I'd say 1 in 4 he has a bad game. This is one. But you got to look at the overall bigger picture in terms of, how we're progressing as a team. And at the moment, we're in limbo. We're still figuring it out. And we've got to bear with that, and we've got to realise we're still doing that before we jump on the team's back and say, this is not good enough. Because I think Ollie knows it isn't as well, but he's just trying to get to a place where it is, and that's going to take a bit of time.
The 3 points is absolutely huge in this second half. The Mexican-American MUFC says it's obvious that we lack that extra spark in midfield. United always give the feeling that they will concede when attacked. Rashford needs to be benched. Joshua Sepel says Chong in for Mata, but Andreas in at 10 and Greenwood in for Rashford. Shinji Kagawa says McTominay's been fantastic so far. 1 assist and 1 goal, preventing defensive block. Looking like a box-to-box magician in the making. 9 out of 10. Totally disagree, but there you go.
Totally
George
disagree.
Kyle says Daniel James repaying the faith with an unerring strike. Pogba losing the ball 3 times in 30 seconds was simply astonishing. Bad, and Rashi playing crap. I mean, look, I like McTominay, and I've said this, Paul. I like McTominay, and I was
limited.
worried he'd bring Matic in today. But to start calling him a 9 out of 10 magician, I mean, this worries me how low our standards go.
No, but it's I like the positivity. I like the way we get behind our boys, but sometimes you got to step back and get real and say, McTominay isn't brave on the ball. He's not the half-turn, look forward, play forward if there's a pass, and then pass sideways if there isn't. He's the receive and pass sideways, and then run off. And we need more composure. We need that guy who's going to hold it, look up, play it, receive it. And McTominay's not there yet. He can be, but he's not there yet. But I reckon, we'll see how this half goes. I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, I'll get you on with about 15 minutes to go, Paul, if that's all right, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yep, defo.
I'll speak to you in a bit.
All right, see you in a bit.
Cheers, Paul. Well, we've just kicked off, actually. We were that was a very quick half, wasn't it, actually? Very quick half time. Probably the same as a standard one, but it just the conversation flowed. Udit Badnaga says, we don't need counter-attacking team when we are playing against smaller teams. We need players like Mata who can run behind the defence. There you go. Well, look, let's get this game won. That's what I want to say. Let's get this game won. Michael Fetty says, Rashford head got big when people compared him to Mbappe last year at World Cup and form went down. Also, did you see the stat comparing Lingard to Johnson? I did. So Adam Johnson obviously was in prison for a number of years, but he's still got better assist and goal stats over the last few years than Jesse Lingard. Jack Lee, you can't talk about standards when you rate Shaw, mate. I can talk about what I like, Jack. I can talk about what I bloody well like, as can you, because that's called opinion. I rate Luke Shaw. Oh, I thought we were going to get someone on the end of that then. Blake the Third says, Pogba's off. For who? You keep Pogba on, even if he's having a bad game. He's one of those type players. Yeah, exactly. You can't take Paul Pogba off. I agree with you on that one. David Benson says, the most negative channel on YouTube. Mate, look, how long have you supported United for? 6 minutes. How long have you watched football for? 6 minutes. Like, there's nothing negative about anything that's being said by anybody in the live comments. It's called supporting a football club that is massively underachieved for 6 years And it's called analysing a performance. We don't just get to half-time and go, we're winning 1-0, we're winning the league, we're going to win the Champions League. We're not. We're realistic. This Southampton team is poor and some of our players are poor. And we've been in this position against Wolves and we've seen what happens. So, sorry that some of our commenters are a little bit, concerned and, want to see a good second half, because you win the game by winning 2 halves of football. It's not negativity. It's about being... analysing the game and seeing where the weaknesses are. And I think Pogba's got to go up a gear, Pereira's got to go up a gear, and Rashford's got to go up too. I would agree with that. Patrick St-Pierre says, James has as many goals as Sanchez in the Premier League. That's amazing. That is an amazing stat. And he's done that in 4 games. Anyway, we've already had a couple of minutes gone, and be interesting to see if United can just get that killer goal. Here's Mata, he's waiting for the pace now. Slides into Daniel James down that left-hand side. And they're getting a little bit tighter to Daniel James now, and they've won the ball back there. Seeing Rashi play trashy, we should get Belletti, says Gio 10th. Is Belletti still available? Nathan Redmond there for Southampton in a leg brace. He's a loss for them. Big, good player for Southampton. Possibly their best player. So, they haven't got many good players, Southampton, and their best player's not even playing today. This defence should be keeping a clean sheet today. I know we've got Ashley Young at left back, but we should... Oh, Ashley Young's just gone down there, and that looked nasty. I think he might have jarred his knee. No, he'll be all right. I think he's going to get up. Good tackle on Rashford there, or he was away. Balotelli, Lincoln says, not Belletti. Liverpool will buy Nathan Redmond, says Tanvi. I think he's a bit old now, Redmond. I don't think he's the sort of player that Liverpool would be looking at, to be honest with you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video if you have subscribed on Twitter and Facebook if you fancy clicking something. We're getting close to 543,000 subscribers, so we won't be far off 550, which would be great. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Really enjoying this. I really hope United can get 3 points. I don't want to go into the international break with bloody 2 draws and a loss and a win. That'd be a terrible start. We've got to get a win here. And then that game after the international break, Leicester, I think that's going to be a real eye-opener to what we're going to do this season. Because if we can beat Leicester at Old Trafford, who are a good side, I think it shows that we've got something to build on. If they roll up and beat us, they'll be above us. Ashley Young looks like he's all right now. Yeah, he's all right. Phil Jones doesn't even get on the bench now, does he, Andrew Webber? He's got Twan Sebi and Rojo on the bench today. Rashford's in here. 2 bites of the cherry. 3 bites of the cherry. Oh, no. I don't know whether Rashford should have done better there. Young should have been left back in the dressing room, says Simon Cliff. He's done all right today. Look, we've got nobody else. Delo's injured. Luke Shaw's injured. Ashley Young's going to play, isn't he? Here's Dan James coming down the left. Oh, it's a lovely cross into Rashford. 2 chances in 2 minutes for Rashford in the box. I don't know whether... This is where a striker gets on it, not the defender. The defender shouldn't be getting that. It's a brilliant bit of defending, but the defender should not be getting that. Rashford should get that. That's hard. That one is hard. 2 chances in 2 minutes for Rashford in the box, though. At least his movement's better. I think the second one, the cross from Daniel James, is brilliant. And as a striker, you've got to get there before the defender. Ashley Young cross. Oh, good cross that was. Tell you what, Ashley Young's crossing's been good today. He is an ex-winger, though. I mean, it's not surprising that he's got a good set-piece delivery. Why are you letting that bounce, Lingard? For God's sake, you got away with that there. Don't let the ball bounce. For God's sake, just go and win it. Southampton have got nothing. They ain't got nothing. think it's time for Greenwood, says Nino Brown. No, I don't think we'll see anybody coming on for 20 minutes. I really don't. We're 1-0 up, and it's game management, isn't it? The way Ollie thinks, it's obvious how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks. He thinks experience is important, so he will want to keep this team on for as long as possible because it's about game management and 3 points. Oh, God, Wan-Bissaka's actually been beaten for once, but Lindelof's there to cover. Wow. Don't know what went wrong there, Wan. He is human. We're definitely trying to get Rashford in on the break. And he's to be fair, Rashford is pushing forward a lot more. There's a lot more intensity from his game. More chances are being created, yeah. Travis Trent, thanks for the contribution. Lingard's not on. No. A lot of people talking about Lingard. He's not on. Oh, did I call Lindelof Lingard? Sorry, I do it all the time. I get excited. It was Lindelof. The ball bounced on the halfway line. He should never let it bounce. What subs would you like to see, people? Says Rose Baker. At the moment, it's difficult. I actually wouldn't make a sub at the moment. Look at Dan James here. Lovely running. Good tackle. It's like the way when he's got space in front of him, he attacks the space. I wouldn't make any changes. Maybe Pereira. Oh my God, definitely Pereira. Oh, he's done well. Got lucky. But if Pereira comes off, it's going to be for Lingard. So I don't know how he's going to get Greenwood or Chong on the pitch, to be honest with you. Pogba's got that. What a good turn by Pogba. Yeah, Exposed Tube says it will be Pereira for Lingard. I think you're right. You still want to believe Wasteford will score 20 goals this season? I don't see it. We really need to replace him with a more clinical finisher, says Chung Lee. I think Martial can be that player who gets 20 goals. He's just got to be playing. Obviously, he's injured today. I think you look at the chances Rashford's had. Even in this half, I think Martial would have got across the defender better. I just don't think Southampton have got anything in the final third. They're attacking here, but I don't think they'll cause us any problems. Oh, here I've shut up. Oh, side netting. I tell you, I think it was offside anyway, Shay Adams. Mark, did you notice the colour of Wan-Bissaka's boots? They're pink, says Gold Beast Prosperity. Good. And Vestergaard is terrifying looking human. Halloween came early, says Ali Gator. He was onside here, Shay Adams. It's a good chance. That might be their chance. But he shoots it wide. And I was just saying I can't see Southampton creating anything. But that was a good chance for Southampton. And he bottled it. Thank God. Thanks for the contribution, Travis Trent. A good comment here from Christina Hovarth, who says that Lindelof hasn't actually been that good today. I don't think Lindelof and Maguire have looked that assured, to be honest with you. CPFC Vlogs, you can make a contribution. I ain't going to read that out. In fact, you've been blocked from the channel, you absolute fuckwits. So, just, what do you think? Oh, I'll make a contribution so you can say stuff like that. I'm not even going to repeat what he said. It was absolutely vile. He's gone. Mata will not play 90 minutes, says Mull. Well, that's a good point about Mata. He never used to. Under Mourinho, he was always the king of being subbed off after 70 minutes. So Lingard would probably come on for Mata, maybe. So there might be an opportunity for Greenwood or Chong to come on. But on the other hand, he could bring Matic on and put Pogba further forward. But Southampton are getting back into this game a little bit at the moment. We've got to be a bit careful. There'll be another goal in this game. Malone Brown, to be fair, says that Lindelof has played very well. Goal incoming for Southampton, says 808 Keed. Pucky in, Rashford out, says Alice. I wonder if he'll score, Pucky. Who are they playing today? Are they playing today? I think they are playing today. God, God, it'd be so good if United could just get a win and we could just watch the rest of the weekend knowing we've won. But I feel at the moment there's that little bit of a Wolves thing about this, isn't there? And Southampton have got a corner. There's a little bit of the Wolves thing here where we've got the game done and... Well, we haven't got the game done. We think we've got the game done. Corner for Southampton. Actually, what am I doing? Cross coming in. Saved by De Gea. That was a big chance. It was a flick on the front post. And De Gea makes a, well, look like a decent save. Another cross comes in. And that's bloody 1-1. That's 1-1. What? Every bloody time this happens. Every time this happens. How has that happened? They nearly score from one cross. De Gea. No wonder De Gea won't sign a new contract. Why would you sign a new contract? The cross comes in. He makes a great save. Then another cross comes in and he's got a free fucking header. It's a joke. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. It's like Wolverhampton Wanderers, the Poundland version. We're 1-0 up at half time. We're comfortable. We come out in the second half and we're lazy again. And it's Lindelof again. I mean, look, to be honest with you, that guy's a big guy. It's the one who belongs in a Halloween film. But Lindelof, it's a mismatch. It's an absolute mismatch. And, oh God, it's so bloody frustrating. So frustrating. The Titanic set sail from Southampton and United's game is sinking. Is there a connection? I don't know. But it's the same old story. We've got that game in our hands at half time. It's there in our bloody hands. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. A team is going to come out second half and try harder. And we just do the same old crap. There's no going through the gears. There's no change at half time. Everybody knows it. I was managing United Stand the other day with Rants. We were 1-0 up at half time and we said, first 10 minutes, they're going to come out. Because they don't just go into the half time, they don't go into the dressing room and just sit there and have a cup of coffee and watch a bit of Neighbours. They'll be spoken to by their manager who will see what's gone wrong in the first half and say, change this, change that, put better balls into the box. Then they go out and do it. But United think, oh, everything's going to be the same. Ridiculous. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. The same crap every game. And now it's start again. Start again. Is it me? Apparently it's negativity though. Apparently you're negative if you could see that goal come in. We've got to manage games better. He gets the thing. I said this in the first half with Solskjaer and his coaching staff. When everything's going well, we're absolutely fine. When things change up against us, in fact, let's see now. Let's have the proof in the pudding. Let's see what pudding this is. Will we change things up now? Will we react to a bad thing or will heads drop? This is where, to be honest with you, I'm not happy about it, but this is where we find out what United are all about. Because the heads normally drop when things go wrong. So have we got something in us? Have we got something to come back and get back in this game? Or is it going to be the same old United? The same thing we see time and time again. Poor game management. Not putting the chances away. Adam Coggins says, where's Paul Pogba? I don't agree with the Pogba hate. I don't. I've got to be honest with you. I don't agree with going in on Paul Pogba. I really don't. Because there's got to be more in the final third. Pereira off Chong on, says Javon Wallace. Here comes the blank stares from Ollie, says JJ. Well, look. Southampton are making a change now. They've gone to 1-1 and they're making a change. Now, if that's not an injury change, that is decisive. And it is. It's not an injury change. It's a right. He's not doing very well. Let's take him off. At this rate, top 7 is doable, says Daniel Perez. He's got to kick this out. I mean, Lindelof on the goal. He's up against. Look, he's up against. Like, God knows what he's up against. It's like the Swedish Michael Myers. He's bloody huge. But you've got to do better at close. The thing is, if you go and watch that goal back later on, like Southampton nearly score from the first cross. De Gea makes a save, and then another good cross comes in. Where's that? You've got to pick your men up better. You've got to stop the crosses better. If United lose, I think Ollie will get fired, says Sahil. No chance. He won't get fired. And Ashley Young's just done really well there. And I think we'll get a free kick. Another good cross. Southampton have obviously said put crosses into the box. And Ashley Young does well. But this is it. Game changed. The game has changed. The game has changed. This game, not football. And he's given a bloody corner. I thought that was a foul on Young. Why is he giving a corner there? Mike Dean, you're a bloody idiot. How can Young head it and get fouled and you still give a bloody corner? What's all that about? How is that? How can that be a corner? He's fouled him. Well up, Harry Maguire. Get the second balls. Get the second balls. Oh, McTominay's doing my head in with his hands behind your back. Somebody tell Scott McTominay what the handball rule is. He's got his hands down like this. You can have your hands down by your side. It's only a handball if it hits you in an unnatural position. As long as you're not doing agadoo, you're fine. 2 permanent changes that are needed. Greenwood on for Trashford and Twansibi on for Lindelof. Sorry, but Trashford is so overrated. Says Glenn X Nobby. That's interesting about having Lindelof out. Chances created since the James goal, says Jordan Such. Well, to be honest with you, I think back to the start of this second half. Brilliant cross by Daniel James. Rashford's got the run on the centre-back and the centre-back gets there before him. I tell you what, I didn't want this to happen. I did not want this to happen, but this is where we, as a club, have got to do better. Ollie, players, everything. When the chips are down and when things go wrong, they go wrong. We know when everything's going our way, we're good. Oh, first half, pop it about. We're 1-0 up. We got the early goal. First 3 months of Ollie in charge. Everything's going our way. It's great. It's when things go wrong for United, they bottle it. And this game today, now, it's going wrong for us like it did against Wolves. Let's go get this. Let's turn this around. Because at the moment, you can see another bad day for United. And I'm sorry, if we lose a game from 1-0 in front again, we're in trouble. JJ says, I love this channel. Haha, McTominay, top 4. Look, you're only loving it because you're laughing at us. We've got to find a way back into this game because I'm fed up of this. It's terrible game management. It really is. And what irritates me the most is De Gea had just made a brilliant save from a good cross. And then the very next phase of play, they put another cross in. You know, no one's going to miss a header from there. Good play by Pogba there. Into Rashford. Go on, hit it first time. What are you shooting across the goal for? Hit it. God. It's a good job that was blocked because I was looking at that down the eye of Rashford's shot. It was going well wide. Show us the shot. Here we go. Brilliant play by Pogba. Feeds Rashford in. Watch where the angle of the shot's going. It's going wide. It was a crap shot. You need presence, blood, says JJ. That shot by Rashford was rubbish. Pogba just watched the Giants sneak up on Lindelof, says Biggie Third. It's the same old story. Same old story. Well, I think he's going to bring Lingard on. Has Lingard not just been dropped for not doing enough? Like, the game's getting away from us here as well. Southampton with the momentum. Good tackle by McTominay. But again, Pogba not strong in the tackle. Lindelof so weak, it's like a lifeline for any team against United. Losing, no problem. Just stand your player against Lindelof, put crosses in. Says Udit Betnaga. Where the hell is Fred? Why is Matic on the bench? Says X-Smashers. Lingard's coming on. Oh my God! You're killing my eyes! You're killing my eyes! You can't even believe this! Bleach my eyes, for God's sake! He's bringing Matic on! He's bringing bloody Matic on! For God's sake, what are you doing, man? You've got Chong and bloody Greenwood on the bench and you're bringing Matic on! He's bringing bloody Matic on! I can't believe it! Oh, this is a disgrace. I can't believe that. He better come on and score a couple of goals. Matic! For God's sake! For God's sake, what is going on? Like, what is going on? I hope he's going to win. Pereira's got to go off, I agree with that. But Matic is coming on. I can't believe... Who is he going to bring off? Who is he going to bring off here? Lingard and Mata! Lingard is on and Matic is on and he's taking Pereira and Mata off. I can't fucking believe that. I hope that turns into a meme when Matic scores a hat-trick. But for God's sake... Well, what he's going to do is get Pogba playing further forward, to be honest. Yeah, calm down. Calm down. I just don't want to see Matic in a Manchester United shirt. Actually, now I've calmed down a bit, it might work quite well. Put Matic at the base of the midfield with McTominay. Pogba further forward, Lingard for the movement. So it might work quite well. Gold Piece Prosperi, damn it. Lingard and Matic coming on. Jelly Babies, Dinosaurs and my weekend ruin. Thank you, United. Look, it might work. It might work. I mean, Mata's gone off because he's knackered. That's why he's gone off. He can't play him any more than 70 minutes. But, again, why is the youth on the pitch? What's all this youth stuff about when you don't use them? Thanks. Lingard gives it away. He's got to get into the game quicker than that. Pogba. Shut him up, Pogba. Go on. Sit down, all the haters. Matic, you twat. What's that? Shooting from 35 yards. You knobhead. Matic and McTominay, haha, United fans are deluded, says JJ. Alligator, Ollie is a dope. Sorry, I'm tired of this. Where's the youth, you liar? I actually do agree with that. Like, you know, all this talk of youth and we're bringing Matic on. You know, it's I don't know. It's true though, all this talk of youth and yet again it's ignored for experience. Like, I know they're on the bench and all that, but I don't think we're using them enough. I don't. Nick P. Mark, going to flip your comment a bit. When things are going well, we fail. When we don't capitalise, we don't dominate. We lose confidence, lose control, structure. There's something really wrong here. Yeah, this is why at half time, you know, people are saying, "Oh, negative channel." Loads of people were saying it. You've got to manage a game of football, and United, we seem to go in. Our first half against Wolves was brilliant. Brilliant. Was our first half against Southampton brilliant? No, but it was good enough to be maybe 2-0 ahead. You go in at half time, you're winning a game of football. It's absolutely obvious that the opposition who are losing are not going to go into the dressing room, put their feet up and go, oh, let's hope for something to happen. They're going to make changes. They're going to try and do it, especially when they're the home team like Wolves and Southampton are. But United don't seem to see that coming. It's like Paul said, first 10 minutes of the game, graft like it's 0-0. Deflate their optimism and graft and fight. And we don't. We seem to let the team come out and have a go. And I just don't get that. Murray says Pogba's a beautiful turn, leaves 2 players assist. No, Rashford's so bad. Pogba needs to assist to James or shoot himself. I thought it was a great bit of play by Pogba. Ollie in the press conference every week. It's Greenwood's chance. Ollie in game. Hold my beer, Matic. Yeah. Blake the third. Maybe Ollie wanted to be 3 or 2 up, but since things aren't going to plan, he can't use them. But that's not using youth then. If you're waiting to be 3 or 4-0 up before you bring the youth on, that's not what he's saying in interviews, is it? He's saying they're ready. Well, if they're ready at 1-0, they're ready if you're losing 2-0, they're ready if you're drawing, you trust them. I've got to be honest though, I do quite like the fact that he's put Pogba further forward, and I do agree that Lingard coming on for Pereira was probably the right thing to do. I probably would have played Chong but he ain't going to play Chong, is he? So Pogba's had a bad game, so you may as well change his position, to be honest with you. But this, as I said at half time, I predicted 1-1. This is a terrible point from being 1-0 up, because you've got to create more chances. Good running by McTominay. That's got to be a yellow card. And it is. I dread to think what our team's going to be against Leicester, though, because we're trying so many different things. It's hard to know what our best team is. It's not a red card, is it? It is! Bloody hell, I've missed the red card. I'm like, yellow card, check my phone. It is a red card. It is a red card. Bloody hell, it is a red card. Lovely stuff. It's a beautiful day. Was it? Yeah, it was a red card tackle. It was nasty. Fair play, Mike Dean. Oh, we've got to go and get the points now. We've just been saved by an idiot. We've got to win this now. This will be embarrassing if we don't. Young, 1 out of 10. Looks like Madeline lost, says Dion Doherty. Second yellow. It was a second yellow. That's what threw me. I saw the yellow card coming out. We've got to win this now. We've got to go and win this now. He's got to get Greenwood on. Got to go and attack now. James into the box again. Good save, keeper. It's going to be all United now. It's going to be all United. We've got to go get these points. Young, crossed, Wan-Bissaka. Well, we might have a get out of jail card here, because Southampton will just park the bus now. So United, get Harry Maguire up. He's got to game manage this now. He's been given a massive opportunity here, United. We've got to go get this. We don't want to be in the last 5 minutes just popping balls into the box. They're queuing up. Hit it, Dan. Oh. He's queuing up. He's on the back box. And he volleys it massively wide. And so bad it's gone back to Wan-Bissaka, actually, who hit the initial cross. McTominay's playing well. What a cross. Oh. McTominay's playing really well now. Ollie looks excited. He's like, oh, I might get it. Well, what's going to happen here is my prediction 1-1's either going to come true, or United are going to bloody get the 3 points they need to get. You got 15 minutes against the crap Southampton side who've got 10 men. Let's go get this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're really close to 543,000 subscribers, actually. That's why I say that. Remember, if you're new to the United Stand, fantastic community, real fan opinion. We've got fan cams after the game. I'll be giving my match reaction. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got previews, loads of content on the channel, so make sure you do subscribe. We really do miss Martial. To be honest with you, has Rashford actually been playing second half? Like, really? He's done nothing. And he could have had a hat-trick. You know, I think the first chance was hard, but the cross from Daniel James, he should have got onto it. The pass by Pogba, he's got to hit that cleanly. Oh my God, Matic! Oh, I'm not even surprised. Not even surprised. Wake up at 7:30 in the US to be disappointed. Yay, says Jacob Sapatula. Hey, you're not disappointed yet, mate. There's still time to go. My sling mat crashed, so I can't watch the game. We'll have to write on you play-by-play, Mark, says the veteran trainer 88. All right, mate. Well, we'll keep you updated. Southampton are about to make a defensive substitution here. Daniel James has been fantastic, says Sling Healy. A draw is a crap result. You know, it's a crap result. It's a crap result, a draw. It really is. If you look at the table, United would go up to 5 points, but everybody's... I mean, like, if Leicester win today, they'll be 3 points ahead of us when they come to Old Trafford. The pressure on us there. Like, we've got to win today. We've got to win. You can't not win this game. Got to win it. So that was the starting lineup. I don't know why I've gone to there. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we got to win this today. He needs to get another forward on. You're playing against 10 men. We're still playing with one up front. We're still playing with one up front against 10 men. Like, he's not adapted to this 10 men at all. We're still playing the same formation against 10 men. Like, they can't attack Ollie. They've got 10 men. Get another striker on. We're playing a back four and 2 CDMs with Matic and McTominay. Get a fucking striker on. Like, seriously, we've got 10 minutes to get 3 points. You've still got Matic and McTominay holding midfielders, and you've still got a back four. Like, there's nobody in the middle. Get another man on up front. Am I the only one seeing this? Oh, for God's sake. Young and Matic trying to create something. It's like two blind people trying to snog. How many touches are you going to have, Matic, there? He's had about 6 touches before he plays a 5-yard pass. We're against 10 men. We've got 12 minutes to get a winner. For God's sake, come on. No, we only need 1 goal. What a cross. What a cross by Wan-Bissaka, and Rashford again. Get off your bloody heels and get on your toes. It's a brilliant cross by Wan-Bissaka. We've had a brilliant cross from Dan James. We've had a brilliant cross from Wan-Bissaka. He's not anticipating it. Gary Lineker would have scored both of those, even at his age. Proper strikers get on the end of those crosses. He's just not anticipating the cross. Where the hell is Greenwood, says Matt Rush. The movement of Rashford in that box is atrocious. I mean, to be fair, that cross does deflect a bit, but you've got to anticipate. You've got to anticipate. Here, Mason Greenwood's warming up. At last, get a bloody forward on. Got to do it. To be honest with you, since you've gone down to 10 men, traditionally United are terrible against 10 men anyway. It's got to get another... Southampton are quite rightly parking the bush. You've got to get another man in the box. I would even say to Harry Maguire, get in the box. Lingard. That's decent. Dan James on the back post. Into Young. Matic. And Greenwood gets the obligatory 10 minutes. Classic Ollie, says Goldbridge Prosperity. Shane Martial would have had a hat-trick, says Rudy114. I do think that Martial would have anticipated one of the decent crosses that have actually come into Rashford today. His movement in the box is like a corpse. I've just tweeted that. It really is. Right, Maguire's bringing it forward. Go into the box, Harry. Good cross, Dan James. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Right, Greenwood's coming on for McTominay. That's only because he can't sub off bloody Matic. You just got to get another... It's all about getting somebody in the box. That's what it is. Hi, Paul. Sorry, I'd totally not forgotten you. I just got excited in the last few minutes there. Paul's going to join me for the last few minutes as well with everyone in the live comments. Make sure you subscribe. So, can United get this win? What are your thoughts, Paul?
Hello, mate. You're right.
Yeah, well, it's exactly what we said was going to happen, isn't it? You know, we allow teams to get back into the game, and I think we've now got a lifeline with the red card. And if we don't get a result from this, I just don't know where to go. I really don't know what to do. I'm stunned.
I'm not though. That's the problem. It's exactly how I predicted it. Like, let them back in the game in the first 10 minutes, concede a goal, and they shut up shop. Your 1-1 was a good prediction actually, because we're ineffective when we're going forward. We look pretty solid at the back, but in the middle of the park, we're just so spread out. We have no control.
Pogba into Rashford. He's got to hit that better. No.
Oh, come on, Rashford. I mean,
well, at least it was on target.
He's been absolutely rubbish. Yeah, it was on target, and it was Pogba again. I had the same reaction as you. Matic came on, I was like, what? And then they pushed Pogba up, and I was like, well, to be honest, it's what I would do from the beginning of every game. I don't know what Pogba's doing in his position when we're putting less creative players in his best role, who is one of the best players in the world. But that's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I think that
he's created so much. Pogba, since he's been there, the balls that he's put through, ball into the box. Now Southampton are doing that 2 banks of 4, which we're not very good at breaking down, and we've only got 7 minutes to do it. But let's see.
It's.
Do you see much urgency there, Mark? Either? I mean,
I just think our game management's very, very poor. I think if we get, it's a get out of jail card for me. This is today. If we get this result today, it's a get out of jail card, because that red card has took the game away from Southampton. And although I did predict 1-1, I predicted it totally differently. I thought Southampton would cause us more problems and we'd nick a goal on the break. I didn't predict that we'd be comfortable again at half time and then blow it.
No, and they're still looking a little bit dangerous, to be honest, which is quite surprising. But that attack broke down. Ashley Young breaking down the left. Decent ball. Let's see if Lingard can do something, because we need him to
Lingard's
step up.
good at this. Oh, he did go for the shot, to be fair.
What? I mean, that's kid stuff. He took a shot from 20 yards when he had 4 people available. I mean...
Marcus James, our top scorer with his goals. Also love the community you've built. Keep going, my guy. Well done. In the know. I don't know what with you guys through these hard times. What I'd do without you guys. Well, I don't think we'd know. We'd all know what to do, would we? Really? It's. I am very, very worried at the moment, because if we don't get a result from here with 5 minutes to go, I think this is going to be. I dread to say it. An absolute. It's going to be a nightmare international break, to be honest with you. You can't not win this game. It's terrible. From half time to now, to not win it would be a shocking. And
well, not winning it in exactly the same way we didn't win Wolves either.
Yeah. What are we doing as a team? Improving. Good
that's
play
what I mean.
That's James. Again.
Oh, Daniel James with a fantastic ball across the box. He's been great. He's been such a threat. Him and Pogba.
But Rashford just doesn't anticipate crossing. Like, we've put 4 or 5 good crosses in today.
Get Greenwood on.
He is on.
Oh, yeah, all right. Well, I was...
Sorry about that. Well, Greenwood's going down there. We might get a VAR penalty. I doubt it. Cracking tackle by Wan-Bissaka.
Spider-Man. Can anybody get past him? What a legend.
Just watching this on Greenwood, whether it could be a penalty. Well, he does get kicked afterwards.
Yep.
He touches the ball and then he gets kicked. To be honest with you, why would that not be a penalty?
It's this new rule, isn't it, with the VAR? They don't want to overrule the on-field official unless it is blatantly obvious. So that's not going to get given. But it should have been, in my opinion.
How the hell is that not a penalty on Greenwood? I don't get how that is not reviewed as a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Green? I tell you what, United do need that look. I mean, he kicks him.
I understand why we can't break him down at the moment, because we're not very good at breaking teams down full stop. But we got to have more urgency. And Lingard, don't shoot. Oh my! Listen, Lingard took a shot from 20 yards again and missed again, as you saw. Just stick a fork in him, man. He's done.
I'm just I don't know. We're that desperate now. We need penalty shouts from VAR, but I don't really understand what VAR is all about. If I'm honest with you, I can't understand for the life of me why that's not a penalty. But going back to what was on about before, it's the crossing.
Well, bigger picture, Mark.
The bigger
picture. We're not losing this. We're not losing this game. Drawing this game because of that one header from Lindegaard.
No.
And we're not drawing this game because Southampton are fantastic. We haven't stepped up from our previous performances, which we knew we needed to do. So
what disappoints me though is that today, statistically, it won't show you it, but the crosses, like Wan-Bissaka put a good cross in, Daniel James has put a good cross in, Daniel James has put about 2 or 3 good crosses in, and I think a decent striker puts it in. Oh, Mason Greenwood, good bit of skill, good shot.
He gets on target. He's a striker. You don't blame him for shooting. Great shot from 20 yards from Greenwood. Couple of step overs.
Another good cross.
Oh,
What's
Rashford
flicking it on for when you're centre of goal?
Another great cross from James. Rashford flicking it on to absolutely nobody from 5 yards past the far stick. But we're all over him at the moment. I mean, we've got 2 minutes to go. We're on 88 minutes. Daniel James.
Another good cross.
Rashford needs to start anticipating these. Daniel James is... Oh my! Ashley Young from 40 yards.
Ashley Young,
just outside the post, but
curler from Ashley Young. Greenwood's had a curler saved. Ashley Young's just had a curler from 30 yards over just wide. But the crossing's been so good today. But Rashford walking out again. Why are you not getting on the end of these crosses? Anticipation, man.
Yeah. He's just on his heels every time it comes in. But the thing is, that ball's been played across the box 3 or 4 times at least by just Daniel James alone. And Rashford just watches it sail past him every time. I don't get how he can't learn from his first mistake. How does Ollie sum this up? Because it's just not our day excuse. We'll get very thin, very soon.
Isn't it? It's got to be down.
Dan James, another great cross from Dan James, and Rashford's nowhere near it again.
Another cross by Greenwood. The crossing has been brilliant from United today. Really good. Yeah. And, I hate to say it, I think if Lukaku was here, he'd have had 2.
Don't say that, Mark. Yeah, you're going to get pelters for that.
But I will get pelters, and I don't even like Lukaku, but you know what I mean?
Back stick, he would have been in there.
He'd love it. Rashford just doesn't understand playing as a 6-yard box striker. He's got
no positional awareness. That's another thing, another string to take off his bow. Because I think Martial, he would have got a brace. But who's to say? But we know Rashford really isn't doing the right things when he needs to.
Good cross coming in. I think a few people saying Ollie out in the live comments. I don't agree with that.
No, not at all.
His game management needs to improve. But a lot of that's to do, you don't know whether the players just aren't following that after half time.
His game management has been, again, too late with what you'd say are not positive enough introductions. Pushing Pogba forward was great, but when they lost the man, straight away, get on the front foot. Yeah. Bring another striker on. Get this game done.
We've only got 4 minutes, Paul.
I know, and the youth thing as well. I mean, stick them all on the bench and never use them. How far is that going to get us?
Yeah.
So there's question marks there. There's so many question marks, Mark. I mean,
this is a terrible result, though. It is. Yeah. In the context of everything, we can say what we like, but it is a terrible result. To be 1-0 up again and throw it and come out with a point, and plus, I think we've had 25 minutes with a red card.
It's a banter result, Mark. Trying to take positives from it. Daniel James has been excellent. Mata got taken off, and I thought was our most creative, threatening player.
He can't play 70 minutes. That's the problem. He can't play 90 minutes.
No, it's true. Pogba being pushed up the park. I wish they'd leave him there. He looks a different player. He looks interested in what he's doing. Whereas when he plays deep, he just looks like he don't want to be there. Sorry, body language. That's what I'm reading. So the positives are there in terms of few individual performances, but overall, there's a lot of questions and there's a lot of things to be sorted out. Lingard has come on and not only done nothing, but the nothing that he has done, he's done badly. So I don't get it. Welcome to the England squad. What are people seeing that I'm not?
Well, you're going to have to do something in 2 minutes, everybody, because that's all that we've got left.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't really know what we can do. Daniel James tearing down the left, outpaces everybody.
And then he finally doesn't put a good cross in for once.
Plays the ball off his own foot. Left foot cross onto his right foot, out for a goal kick, which pretty much sums up our entire game. Not Daniel James, though, because he's been class, but...
Shocking, everybody. Absolutely shocking.
Right. Put it this way, Mark. Our development £15 million winger, who was never meant to be a starting prospect, has been our best player in a couple of games this season.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm just thinking about the player ratings and the match reaction show. The link's in the video description for that, and I'll be doing that straight after this game. But it's difficult. It's really difficult to try. It's
hard. Yeah, it's hard not to be slightly negative. You know, I know.
It's Southampton with 10 men. You know,
I know this is it. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to drag some positives out of it, and there always is individual positives, but in the grand scheme of things, it isn't good enough. And Ollie, I don't think has made fantastic decisions, and whatever decisions he has made are they at the right time? So
I tell you what, we're in trouble. We're in trouble because we've got Leicester straight after the international break at Old Trafford, and they're a good side. And unless they have an off day, we're going to have a day that we haven't even seen yet. I mean, I just don't. What irritates me is that it is just terrible game management again. Like Wolves, we should have won that game. 1-0 up.
None of the players that we have got rid of, none of the players that we farmed out to other teams on loan and sold would have made any difference. So, Lukaku, maybe, but he was always going to go. But, you know, it's not the squad that we've sold or loaned, and it's not the bench, because the players on the bench are of a similar standard to the players on the pitch. So I don't know, where does it boil down to you, Mark? Is it Ollie or is it the players, or is it a mixture of both?
I personally think Rashi has cost us 3 points today. I think he's been that bad. I'd struggle. I mean, I'm going to give him a player rating on the match reaction, and I'm tempted to go pretty low because I think. Look, I think there's big problems with United, and we all know there's big problems with United. The midfield's not good enough. We didn't invest in that. You know, we're reliant on players that are risky players, young players and players from the Championship, etc. One of which has been brilliant today. I accept that we're a work in progress, but work in progress.
Are we progressing?
It's not losing to Crystal Palace at home and drawing to a 10-men Southampton away. That's relegation form. I mean, to be honest with you, it is relegation form. That's what worries me the most.
This is win, draw, loss, draw against some real flat teams. Southampton were there for the taking today. I'm still Ollie in, and I will be for a while because I understand the problems that he's got. Because I'll step back from this after I've calmed down a little bit because I am pissed. But I understand where the problems are, and so does he. And we haven't got the players to fill those gaps. But at the same time, Crystal Palace and Southampton, I'm sorry, they have to be beaten.
Yeah. And the thing is, we're not even playing decent teams at the moment. We're not playing decent teams. We're playing teams that, you know, I keep saying this, teams like Arsenal, Chelsea will come here and win easily. Like, this is...
Yeah, well, this is our last chance.
Who's coming back into this team to make us any better? We need to score this chance. Young's got it. He's got space.
Yeah,
Wait.
Young, cross with his
cross
right
coming
foot.
in.
Back
It's a
post.
crap
Where's
cross.
Harry Maguire? Harry Maguire should be back, but we should just staple him to the back post just so he can nod those in. That should have been it.
Not brave enough.
Well, not brave enough. Not enough people in the box. Ollie should have just been waving everybody in there.
What minute in the live comments? What minute? And he's well happy, the Southampton manager. What minute
all over.
Was their player sent off? Somebody tell me in the live comments. What minute? I want to know what minute they were sent off, because we didn't create one clear chance. We had a few shots, but they were all long distance. Where was the clear cut?
It's the same story, which is what was worrying. It's of a similar ilk to all of our previous performances with erratic results, and I am struggling to see progress. So that's my overall stamp on the game. But we were poor.
73 minutes he was sent off, so we had a good 20 minutes.
Thank you to the live comments.
Thanks to the live comments, yeah. Right, I'm going to do my match reaction now, but thanks for coming on, Paul. Really, really well. Didn't enjoy it, but it was nice to have someone with us for the last 10 minutes, so it's not just me going mad on my own. It's collective, isn't
company is probably a good thing, to be honest, Mark, because that was hard to take on your own, mate. But no, I appreciate you having me on. And I'll see you on the match reaction.
All right, mate. Speak to you in a bit. Cheers for that.
Cheers, buddy. See you.
Right, I'm going to end the stream and go straight over to the live match reaction. We've got 20,000 people watching. I suspect you won't all come to the match reaction because you're just not going to want to see me venting, raging and angry. Maybe you do. I'll be there in 60 seconds. I'll see you in a moment. Ollie doesn't understand the problems at all, so it's John G. I understand the problems. I'm going to let rip. It's absolutely unforgivable, that is. It's not good enough. I'll see you on the match reaction in 60 seconds. Link in the video description or go through the homepage.